This is the Old 77 Podcast.
Hey! Hi there. Didn't hear you come in. Welcome to episode 168 of the Old 77.
It's a safe place.
In an unsafe world.
Fellas, it's good to see your faces tonight.
Nice seeing you tonight, boys.
I was really looking forward to hanging out. Yeah.
Fellas, how you hanging together mentally?
Mostly good.
Mostly good?
As you know, I got some pretty bad
heard.
news the night after we recorded our last show. My old buddy Chris Wood passed away on, I think it was Thursday night or maybe early Friday morning. So that's been tough, man. That's been very tough. And we were talking off the air about, last week, one of the reasons why we had Fat on the show is because we were going to talk a little bit about mental health. I don't think we got too deep into that last week.
We never really touched on it.
We were clowning and stuff.
Because he's fat, man. That dude is, I love him.
JT.
Yeah, he was.
I love him. He's
he was
pretty
a great
hot
guest.
and tempting.
Yeah, absolutely.
That cat makes me laugh every single time.
Yeah.
And I'm still thinking over that cubed rule of meats.
Oh, you're still thinking about that, huh?
I was eating a
burned that
Pop-Tart.
out.
I was eating a Pop-Tart the other day, and I'm like, shit, this is a sandwich.
Yeah. Well, you have, what is it? You have a starch all the way around it, right?
It's completely
technically it's a sandwich.
encased. It's a sandwich.
Yeah.
Fucking fat.
If that's what they say. Man.
Fucking fat.
Fucking fat.
So yeah, man, it was some very tough news to receive. All of my memories of Chris are of him smiling and laughing and us joking around. I told you guys off air, he gave us the loan for both of our houses, and it was like a contest when we went in there to sign our paperwork. It was like a contest between me and Chris who could make my wife laugh more. So yeah, man, that certainly was the most shitty part of my week. I've got a funeral to go to tomorrow. Jesse went to the visitation earlier this evening. Said it was just packed full of people, which is no surprise. So yeah, I was really looking forward to coming here and hanging out with you fuckers tonight, so I can hopefully laugh a little bit.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and I know I will.
Oh, you will.
I know I will.
I'm sorry, man. That just happens,
It does.
Like you were saying, it seems like he was always so happy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as we know, sometimes the folks
nobody
who are the best at appearing happy sometimes have the most demons. You know.
Man. Nobody. I was telling Biscuit, and I fucked it all up because that's me. But no one ever, pretends to be sad. Everyone's
for the
always
most part
happy. And, it's a good time.
We were talking about social media and Instagram, and everybody's always posting the best moments of their life, but very few people are posting the shittier moments. And I definitely think social media has a lot to do with all of the mental health struggles that seem to be happening right now. Especially with kids.
Sometimes I think
maybe not adults as much, but with kids who just live on the internet. Basically,
you mean like someone who grew up with it.
Yeah, for people like us, I think older folks like us, it's a little bit easier to
I don't give a shit
to disattach yourself from those things. Yeah. You're very good, Scott, about not being married to your Facebook account or even your phone.
I lose my phone all the time.
Sometimes I give you shit about that.
I know.
But at the end of the day, I actually respect that because I'm married to my phone.
No, but it's just it. I'm always looking for it. You know? It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Always looking for my phone.
Yeah.
And then when I get it, it's like, oh, I missed this text from Dave. And, Biscuit called 5 times. He's in jail. I need to go help him. By the way, where's that bag of lie at?
Right.
Anyway,
Yeah. It's just a reference material for you in the moments that it comes around. Right. Yeah. I respect the shit out of that, man.
Oh, man.
We are so married to our technology these days.
Well, I mean, everyone always talks about they're worried about AI taking over,
Yeah.
You're already a cyborg.
Yeah, because you
rely on the cell phone. You don't remember. When's the last time you remembered a number or an address?
Only numbers I know are mine and my wife's and my mom's.
Got to rely on this thing. So you're a cyborg,
dude.
man.
I know my wife's phone number. I know my phone number. I know my mom's.
I know my old phone number, but that's about it. I also had a Rural Route 2 Box 44 address.
Ooh, wow, okay.
Right?
Way in the boonies.
Way in the boonies, baby.
I live on a county road. My address is very, very long because of the fact that I live on a county road.
Well, don't give your address.
And that
I'm not
address
going to.
is?
Yeah. Don't give your address.
No, I won't give it out, but
I don't live there anymore, so I can give that address out. Although I do know who does live there.
There you go. Is it somebody you don't like?
No, he's still living in the
He's
house.
cool. Okay,
Yeah, he's
all right.
all right.
Well, then we
I
won't-
don't like his brother. His brother's a dick.
We
Oh, yeah,
won't
fuck
fuck
his
his
brother.
world
Fuck his
up
brother.
then.
Wait, no.
If
Fuck
Scotty
his
says he's
brother.
okay,
But he's all right.
I won't. We won't fuck with him if he's an okay guy.
Plus, he's in the middle of God knows where. Who cares?
Yeah,
Let him live his life.
absolutely.
You know?
So, Biscuit, how was your week, my
Oh,
friend?
dude, it's been going.
Good. Any new developments in your world?
Not a
Yeah.
not a damn thing.
no.
Just keeping your head down and shoveling through the shit as always, right?
Just enjoying the flow.
How's the wife and kids?
Doing very well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What's the newest thing that the kids are doing right now? Like the youngest one?
Nothing right now. I mean, we're all just
Yeah.
They're not doing anything?
You haven't had any important like milestones recently?
No one's out of diapers?
I'm not.
no.
Because that's a big
he,
friggin'
he,
milestone,
He
baby.
tries.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, he tries. I'll give it to the little dude. He
Yeah.
tries.
How old is he exactly?
Two.
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 Okay. So he's got a little bit of time. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
I
probably
mean-
got another couple years.
I still like to double check that my kids wipe their butts completely before.
Oh, yeah.
Before
Dude.
they pull their pants.
I've got
up.
a girl who's 10 who
Yeah.
doesn't wipe her butt completely. I've cleaned her underwear. It's foul.
All right,
What is
so,
it? What is it with
Did
girls?
you hit a deer?
Exactly. Like,
So
I don't understand the whole, like, okay, just from being a dude who worked in fast food during the 90s. I don't know how it is today because I haven't worked in fast food in a while.
Me neither,
But
thank God.
cleaning the guys' bathrooms versus the girls' bathrooms were two complete different stories. The guys' bathroom you knew going in was going to smell like urine.
Of course.
Okay? And you've got a great big mop. You just mop shit out of that thing, throw some Windex or whatever in your mop bucket, you're good to go.
Right.
Pee problem solved. You go in the girls, I swear to God, dude, it was like somebody field dressed a deer, drug it into the toilet, hung up, beef curtains on the side. They'd have these like little trash cans where you put your tampons or stuff,
The
you know.
palms.
These little things, hey, they'd throw them up in there, and they'd just be like stuff full of some big girl's panties who,
That is fucking
she
gross.
strangled a fucking bull moose in them or something. It was the worst horror movies I've ever cleaned up.
thankful I don't have girls.
You know, it was foul.
That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah.
No, Charlie's pretty good.
How old is she, though?
4.
4. Well, so far, so good.
She shits with the door open though. It's fucking hilarious. And she leaves the lights off too.
Is she
When
an
she's going
announcer?
potty. No.
No?
She
you're just
leaves
like-
the lights off when she goes potty. Damn, I wish I could get my kids to do that because
the
they're
door-
scared as fuck of peeing in the dark.
The door is open, and you'll walk by and be like, "What the fuck was that?" And look in, and then there's Charlie. She's like, "Hi, Dad." I'm like, "Hi, Jar."
You got a little badass on your
That's
hands.
right.
She's not
I'm
afraid.
She's
I'm like,
not
"Whoa." I'm
scared.
like, "What the fuck are you doing?" She goes, "Let's go potty." I'm like, "All right, well, make sure you wipe." She goes,
You go,
"Okay."
girl.
I'm just
Okay.
gonna hang out for a little bit. I was like, "Yeah, it's perfectly fine."
Does she have anything? Like, is she reading or something?
No, no, she just hangs the
Making
fuck
got the
out.
Wall
She's
Street
making
Journal.
online bets or
Absolutely.
something.
She's picking her stocks.
Hold
for
up,
the
Dad.
day.
Just picking the over and under.
Right.
She's
right.
got the craziest fucking imagination though, and I think that's what she does like all the time. Is she is just off in la la
She's
land,
on her.
Oh,
she's
yeah,
in her
she's
own
doing her
head.
own thing.
just going fucking bonkers.
Yeah. Is she pretty good at like keeping herself entertained
Yeah.
without other people's help? Yeah, that's good. That means she has
Yeah.
a vivid sense of imagination. Yeah.
And then there's
We all had that, I think.
Then there's
To a
Cooper.
certain degree. Yeah.
no imagination.
No, he does, but the fucker's strong,
Yeah.
and
Well,
like he's got a little
mean,
workbench.
Why wouldn't he be?
Yeah, he's got a little workbench, and I put it up against the wall, like farthest corner of his room. And fuck it, here you go. You just see this little dude just bebopping the fuck along, just dragging a fucking workbench across the room. My buddy, where the fuck you going? He goes, and he just keeps on fucking trucking. I'm like, all right, man.
Did I tell you guys about my kids getting banned from one of the games on the Oculus?
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember if we talked about that or
Their
not.
username was shit ass.
Shit ass. Yeah, yeah. So we are placing some very strict limits on the Oculus, 30 minutes a day tops.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Maybe if they do some other good shit, then maybe they'll have the opportunity to get more, but no games with chat on them.
Yeah.
No games where
We had to shut that off. We
Yeah.
had to shut Fortnite off for a while.
Dude, my kids, like, after they would play Gorilla Tag, they would be just fucking. They would be dicks. Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
would turn into little assholes, and it was like very like noticeable. And so we were
That's like
like
these like kids channels that like they
Oh, yeah.
prank their parent. Like I know it's all for views, but like
right,
like
right.
prank like Ryan, the YouTube channel.
the toy
Ryan,
review guy. Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
that guy.
And they're like, no, this like the you used to be.
He,
and
u-
now,
he does.
Yeah.
He used to just do toy reviews, but
Yeah,
now he does.
Now he does whatever.
Well,
And
he
so,
does
like,
all
this
sorts of
kid's
stuff,
like, Yeah,
right?
this kid's
Yeah.
like pranking his parents or be like, no, mommy, daddy, you sleep outside for the night. They're like, oh, Ryan, we're so sorry.
Yeah.
Because they're Asian. And like they do. And I look at Charlie and Cooper and I'm like, I swear to God, fucking try it.
Yeah.
Try that shit.
But
see
you know
what?
what?
Happens.
That boy is paying mommy and daddy's
You know,
bills.
that's why
I
mommy
think
and
that's
daddy
where I
do
fucked
it.
up.
You know, that's why
Yeah.
mommy and daddy
Yeah.
do it.
Oh, my kids would love nothing more than to like have a fucking PC and like actually they would love to have their own YouTube channel. They
oh my
make
God, yeah.
they make practice YouTube videos on my phone sometimes. They'll steal my phone and
Oh,
like
really?
pretend like they're making
God,
YouTube
it's that,
videos
like,
and shit on it.
Twin brother YouTube video. Oh.
Well, you
Are
know
you seeing double right now?
That's-
maybe.
that's a niche, right?
Right,
I mean,
absolutely.
twins is a thing that most people can't capitalize on, but I could if I wanted
Well, I mean,
to.
they could totally. There's this whole. I think it's in Ohio.
Uh-huh.
It's Twinsburg, Ohio. I think.
Yeah.
They have a once
Oh,
a year.
yeah, the festival thing. Yeah,
I have friends from Illinois that they're identical twins. They
Yeah.
go to that.
I want to talk to I have talked to my wife about taking my kids there one
Yeah.
year, and I actually have a couple of buddies, the Mencken twins. They're really good musicians.
Yes.
Yeah, they went
Yeah.
to that one.
Yeah.
I think they went to the last one.
Yeah.
You know those guys?
I do, dude. I went to
Yeah.
school with those dudes. Super
Aaron
cool
is
cats.
Aaron is the one that I know the most because I've jammed with him. Aaron is the
which.
drummer, I
know
believe.
which
Now
one's
watch me
which.
fuck it up, of course, because I'm on the air. But I'm pretty sure Aaron is the drummer. And what's the other one's name?
Ryan.
Ryan is the one I think that plays guitar.
If Dave
and
did
sings.
mess it up, please feel free to message us. Leave a
Please.
comment.
Absolutely. Call
Yeah.
us
Rate,
on the listener
review,
line.
subscribe. It'd be
Please.
awesome
fucking
of you.
dumb he is.
Leave us a negative review.
Please.
573-246-0779. All of
Yeah, you
our
can-
reviews go straight to Mark
you
Zuckerberg.
can always call too.
Just go straight to the Zucks.
That's
Yeah.
right.
We're actually a podcast you can call, so you can do that.
Did you guys see Zuck is training?
He's getting ready to fight the Musk, bro.
Yeah, him and Elon are supposedly going to have a fucking cage fight in an
They
octagon
are.
or some
They
shit,
are.
right?
It's
'Cause
set, dude, it's set.
I saw that
It's set.
that Zuck
Dana
put an
White's gonna make it.
octagon in his backyard the other day, and his
Oh,
wife was
please.
pissed off about it
How
Oh, yeah.
fuck it, yeah.
because she was mad because she had been working on that grass for like 3 years or whatever.
Wow,
and
this is
then-
a really
I highly-
detailed story,
I highly
man.
fucking
Yeah.
doubt that. She paid some fucking Mexicans to come out and put some sod down.
We really worked
Yeah.
on the grass, man.
yeah, you're probably right about that.
Guarantee.
Yeah, but she had to water it at least.
No.
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 She had to pay for the water.
Yeah. She could
maybe.
afford to buy all of our houses a billion times.
Well,
So
okay.
she'll be
Yeah.
all
At
right.
least a
Yeah.
couple times.
Yeah.
she'll be all right.
No, quite a few, yeah.
Yeah, man, Zuck, he's who are you picking? I'm picking Elon in that fight for sure, just because Elon's got a lot more meat. Now
Dude, I don't know.
Zuck probably
Zuck-
has the speed advantage.
Dude, Zuck's part of. He's like I can't remember. He's like a.
Are we kidding? He's an android. He's Data.
That's what
Well,
I
he's like a
said.
white belt or a blue belt.
in jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
Good for him.
Dude, I don't give a fuck if you can half-ass fight, you'll whoop anybody in a fucking street fight.
Most of the time, and
All the
especially if
time.
you know how to do the grappling stuff and the submissions.
100%.
That's all you need, really, is
Yeah.
how to dodge,
Because most
how
fights
to
end
come
up
back at it.
most fights end up on the ground.
So I
Talking Brazilian jiu-jitsu now.
Yeah.
We're going to spin around on our backs and move around and shit.
That's where they usually end up. Eventually,
sure.
they end up on the ground, and the guy that knows the jiu-jitsu probably is going to win.
gotta win it.
Yeah.
So I have a buddy. He's probably like 160 pounds. I'm 230,
Yeah,
and we
he can
we used
pin
to do
your
like,
ass like nobody's business.
Yeah,
Got to
Yeah.
be
We
careful
used
of
to-
those little ones, man.
We used to do like co-ed volleyball, and he was a wrestler.
Yeah.
And
Those wrestlers are tough, dude.
dude, I straight just like came up at him. We're in the sand, and I just like came up, grabbed him, like, where the fuck did you go?
Oh, yeah, he
And
probably...
the next thing I was like, yeet. I'm on my back, like,
Yeah.
fuck.
That's what
He's
fucking.
a wrestler, dude. What the hell?
110%.
That's what. That's
You're
what.
lucky he didn't throw you down in all fours. Stick a finger up your
Dreams
ass
do
or
come
something.
true. I mean, no, wait, what?
Wait, no, I don't
yeah,
like this.
I
This is
don't. You
yucky.
like not.
Yeah.
Do it.
Dreams do come true.
All right, that's the top. That's the title of the
title of the
episode
show?
so far. Dreams do come true.
Come, C-O-M-E.
Yeah,
or-
we all know the correct spelling.
Yeah, we do. We do. It's a 3-letter word. It's one of the only 3-letter words that we ever use on this show.
Though it has many names that we have.
Oh, it does indeed, there, lad. Go ahead and tell the tale. Tell the tale.
We have a
past
new
episodes.
we have a new James Webb Telescope image, Scotty. If you want to put me on the big screen, this one's pretty.
I saw this. This is dope, dude.
This one's pretty badass.
Go about the aliens are already fucking real. What do we need to keep looking in space for?
Dude, that's seriously. He just said it. Everyone's been saying it.
Did you guys see? Well, yeah, you guys saw the meme I shared with of Mulder with the "I want to believe" poster in the background, but it just says, "I told you."
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, usually when I post UFO shit, I'll get like 2 or 3 people that will like it, but for the most part, that shit always gets ignored.
Yeah.
But when I posted the Mulder meme, the "I told you" meme, I've gotten a lot of responses
bet.
on that.
What did you post it on?
Facebook.
I didn't see it.
Yeah. It's just
You didn't see it?
Dave, are we friends on Facebook?
Have you ever watched the X-Files, dude?
Hold up. Did you see how he just diverted that?
No, I said because of course we're friends on Facebook.
I heard,
Dummy.
bitch, please.
Have you ever watched X-Files, Biscuit?
No.
Yeah. Well, in Mulder's office,
What?
there's a poster of a UFO, and on the bottom of the poster it says, "I want to believe." But the meme I shared the other day just says, "I told you." People loved it. So this is for the people that have video. This is stunning
If you
images.
don't live under a rocker in the Stone Age.
Stunning images of the final stages of a distant star's life have been captured by the James Webb
crazy. I
Space
tried to pull up-
Telescope.
Why does it say add friend?
Whatever. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Come on. Come on, Biscuit.
So this is a dying one, they
This is
think?
a dying star.
So this thing's been dead for, Jesus, millennia, I'm sure.
It's called the Ring Nebula, a well-known object in the sky which lies about 2,600 light years from Earth. The nebula formed when a dying star blasted much of its material into space, producing vivid colored rings, expanding bubbles, and intricate wispy clouds. A familiar fate awaits the sun when it expires billions of years from now.
That's what I'm going to say next time. I'm about to blast my material
Yeah, man.
all over your nebula.
It's pretty dope.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so speaking of space,
Talk nerdy to me, baby.
speaking of space, I got a video to share with you. Hold on, not this one.
Not this one. Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Let
fuck this guy.
Let me
What?
refresh it.
Cats can detect cancer.
Did you guys hear what William Shatner had to say about the UFO hearings last week?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it was ridiculous.
That's what he said. Yeah.
What?
Which kind of surprised me. I know the exact point in this video where he says his piece. So once the ad's done playing, I'll fast forward it to there.
Fuck that kid.
30-second
Oh,
ad.
Dude,
My
have you seen
God.
the
Ain't
new?
nobody
Have
got
you seen
time
the
for this
new ads that they try to slip in on like YouTube, where it's like a 45-minute podcast episode?
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I
yeah.
pay for my
The really
YouTube.
long ones. Yeah, I
Yes.
get those all the
Oh
time.
hell no, I ain't paying for YouTube.
I do.
I'm the product. That's why I ain't paying for YouTube.
I pay for YouTube Premium just for teaching.
Yeah, I could see
That way I can keep all of my teaching stuff in one account, and all of the other horrible things I look at throughout the week
Yes.
won't pop up when I share my
Yeah.
screen with the
That's a
kids.
good point.
So let's see what William Shatner has to say here. Let me fast forward to the 32-second mark. Here we go.
What the fuck does this dude know about aliens or anything?
Oh,
Nothing.
dude, William Shatner's a big alien dude.
He is a
Just-
big
just
alien guy.
Just
Yeah.
because you fucking played in
Capitol
Star
Hill.
Trek.
Exactly.
All right, here we
No,
go.
no, no. He
Nerd.
fucked half of the universe as the captain in Star Trek.
All right, here we go.
Of those hearings and the fact that UAPs, as they're now called, are being discussed, by witnesses under oath in Congress.
It's just, in my mind, it's
Oh, fucking internet.
Damn you, internet.
There it
goes
goes.
10,000 light years with advanced technology, arrives here and hides.
Pause.
Why not?
Doesn't make any sense. If something could reach
That
the
works
Earth,
for him.
they would make a big to-do about, my gosh, there's life in other places.
Yeah.
And there is life in other places. Mathematically, there has to be in this
Mathematically.
universe. There has to be multiple places
You know, he's not wrong.
that are filled with life. Life like that. That's like on our planet. Birds.
All right, William.
But I feel like we're the most fucking interesting out of all the fucking planets. Like
Yeah.
all the other planets get together and carpool to us.
they live in harmony.
Maybe.
fuck that though.
Yeah, they're all cool with each other, and they're like, let's go watch fucking Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
And that's us.
Like
we're fucking our entire
the,
planet.
The Earth is a one big fucking UFC
Weird
fight.
Jersey Shore. Yeah.
yeah,
Right?
it's one big UFC fight.
Yeah, man. Fucking.
It's just
Maybe
we're
we're one
big
of
soap
several.
opera.
Maybe we're one of several petri dishes that they're just checking in on.
Fucking deal.
I think
Juice
that's a
me up,
possibility.
bro.
I think that's definitely a possibility.
You know.
Make me
You know,
halt.
the other thing that I've heard a lot from detractors, skeptics, if you will, about the whole UFO hearing thing is if these, beings, whatever they are, if they are smart enough, they have the technology to get to us from wherever the fuck they're coming from, why do they crash so often? And that's a very valid, thought. And I don't necessarily have an answer for that. But I do know that, like, according to the whistleblower, not all of the craft that they've recovered were crashed.
Right. Some of them were just landed. Like
Yeah.
they're intact.
Or like
Basically.
Bob Lazar says,
Yeah.
archaeological digs. Apparently, we've found him in archaeological digs too.
Boy, wouldn't that be all messed up if that was the case?
We were
We're
talking.
the trash dump.
we
We're the
found
junkyard for UFOs. Oh,
Makes
this
sense.
is cool.
We were talking a couple.
Maybe we're one of the few planets that can, power whatever they need. Like we're the raw material planet, and we just showed up.
that
Fuck
could
yeah,
be it.
Earth likes it raw.
That
you
could
know?
be it. Remember, we've talked about
Dirty planet.
Avi Loeb.
Oh yeah.
We've talked about him a few times. He's the Harvard professor,
Yeah.
I think,
Avi Loeb,
who
Harvard scientist.
who
He's been
took a bunch of a
There's
big
fucking owl in here.
He took a big fucking magnet
yeah.
and sucked up these little.
Well, he's been dredging an area. Is it Papua New Guinea where he's at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's those materials are being tested right now.
Yeah.
And we are supposed to find out within like 28 days.
Oh, it's within a.
What
28 days later.
What the conclusion is, whether or not it's something natural or whether it's something manufactured.
Yeah.
And I get the impression that Avi Loeb really thinks that it's something
Yeah.
manufactured.
Well, there's record of a meteor that was crashed in that area.
Yeah.
And everyone that he's talked to, including himself and a few others, they believe that meteor wasn't a meteor, that it was a ship of some sort.
Because
and that when it crashed and it broke up, it left these little he's got dozens of them.
Yeah,
These little itty bitty spherical balls
Yeah.
that he's dredged up that are magnetic.
here's the article right here.
You got him pulled?
Yeah, I do. So he says, that the results of this month's analysis could definitely reveal humanity's first contact with aliens. So it seems like he is very confident that he has found, the real shit here.
How fitting. The nerds write a whole bunch of shit behind them.
I know.
Well, yeah,
right?
I mean,
they don't know what any
Then you
of
got
that
a
shit
doodle
means.
right in the middle.
Yeah, they don't know what any
Well,
of
that's
that
like
shit
every radio
means.
guy has his microphone in the picture. So
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
like
there
a
they are.
close-up image of what these
Yeah.
little spheres.
that's what he's saying.
look like.
That's what he's saying is debris that he found.
Debris.
He's found the debris. Yes.
And he had lots of
Excuse me,
reasons.
debris.
He had lots of reasons for, pulling this shit out of the ocean. And one of those things was that whatever this object was, it was going way faster than it should have been, which suggests that there was some type of propulsion.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man, but it's interesting. What a fucking crazy time to be alive if you're a UFO weirdo like me, right?
Well, especially if you're like me and you're an archaeology nut.
Yeah.
I mean, they just found another city buried in the Amazon
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
rainforest because of LiDAR. Wow. I love fucking LiDAR, man.
LiDAR's
When I
awesome.
heard about that application that they were using in Egypt, I knew they could do that with something else.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
they're doing just that down in South America. They're scanning all these jungles, all these dense vegetative areas that we can't get to, and they're finding things. So it's dope.
I'm trying to find like a fairly recent article. Is this something that just happened?
No, it's been within the past couple of years, if I remember right. They're just
Oh,
now talking.
okay.
They're just now talking
Yeah.
about it though.
Yeah.
Apparently, another Stonehenge was discovered in the Amazon about a month ago.
Yeah, I heard about that.
A grouping of granite blocks.
Mm-hmm. In
And
a spherical.
You ever figure out what Stonehenge was?
I think it was a giant
Stonehenge.
calendar. I think it was a giant calendar.
I think it's up to debate. Actually, I think it may have been something for different generations.
I don't know.
Kind of like the Fat Hill. What do they call that?
Cahokia?
No, Gobekli Tepe.
Oh yeah, Potbelly Hill.
Potbelly Hill.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah.
But that one's even deeper than it talks about what they discovered. It goes back way further. And it's weird because the further they go back, the better the architecture is.
Yeah.
And the closer it gets to today,
Yeah.
the worse the architecture is.
Yeah.
So they've actually
we got lazy.
They lost skill.
Yeah.
At some point, they were super skillful, and
Yeah.
then their descendants had no fucking clue.
And that's where Graham Hancock's theories start to make sense.
Yeah. Where did that skill come from in the first place?
What if history's repeating itself right now? Our like grandfathers were super skillful.
Yeah.
Now look at us.
Well, I mean, I come from a group of people who would only plant by the cycles of the moon.
Yeah.
And they had bountiful fucking harvests. I mean, shit would be as big as a fucking watermelon.
Yeah.
Like they'd grow a beet as big as a watermelon. You know, because my grandma would plant it by the farmer's almanac and by the whatever cycle.
Yeah.
And you can't do that today. I don't know anybody that does it like she did.
Yeah. I see the farmer's almanacs when I go to,
Tractor Supply.
the grocery store or
Tractor Supply.
what'd
Do you like Tractor
Tratter
Supply?
Tratter Supply?
Tratter.
Do we have one of those in Jefferson
Oh,
City?
yeah.
Yeah.
Where's it
Are
at?
you kidding?
It's over.
It's over by the Harley barn that's no longer there.
Yeah.
I'm still lost.
Do you know where Bronze Storage
On
is?
the
What
way
is
to
that?
the
Is that
lake.
50?
It's on the way to the lake.
Yeah, I think that's 50.
Yeah.
It's the first exit
it's 50.
past.
Can you see it from the highway?
179.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Is it next to that furniture store?
Yes.
Yes.
There's a real big
Okay.
sign that says Tractor Supply.
Gotcha. I drive by that sign every Tuesday on my way to school.
Oh, that's right. You go that way. Oh,
That's
yeah,
how you
that makes
go?
sense to
Honey
us.
Creek.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Honey Creek. That's where I gotta go. I gotta start teaching school again in a few more weeks, boys.
Nerd.
Yeah. I sent an email to my friends at Sweetwater asking them what kind of a deal they could get me if I bought like 15 ukuleles from them.
And how much did they come back
I
with?
haven't. They have responded to me, but they were just asking for more information as far as where the school is, what school it is, so that the right sales rep.
Right. Yeah. the
So I
right
haven't gotten a
sort of-
Make
price
sure
yet.
you're fucking legit.
Exactly.
Right.
Who the hell's this guy?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
This guy.
they may have
What's the
emailed
one
me.
our ukes for?
Yeah, they haven't emailed me back
Who needs
again.
that many ukes? They're all getting together talking like this. I don't understand. Who the
Bunch
fuck
of
needs
fat
that many
Italians.
ukes?
What do they need all these
Right.
fucking ukes for?
Yeah.
I
So,
can only get Billy and Gusto to put out about 5 or 6 ukes at every 10, 15, 20 days.
I
don't
wanted
understand.
to get like 60 of them so that
Jesus.
the kids could like actually
Take 'em
each,
home.
high,
each
bro.
have one and take them
Right.
home.
Fuck it.
But here's what I know. I know that if I allow those kids to take those ukuleles home,
They're destroyed.
those strings are going to be fucking popping off of there real quick.
Strings are popping, bro.
So I think my best bet is just to get 15, enough for like the largest class that I teach, and then just
Yeah.
check them out during class.
yeah.
Yeah, have it during class, and then just like tell them like, hey, see if you can get a discount code or something. From
Oh,
them.
I'm sure I will
Oh,
if
and
I
then,
order that
and then
many.
be like, hey,
Yeah, 100%.
order these fucking ukes from this company with my discount code, and then hopefully you get a kickback.
I also messaged both of the dispensaries in Jeff City today to ask if
In the
they.
same conversation, we're talking about the kids and then the dispensary.
Now we're talking about the weed,
All right.
but it's all connected. So I asked them if they had a teacher discount. Because remember I told you I went to that dispensary at the lake that gave me a teacher discount?
Yeah.
So Missouri Health and Wellness, it looks like they responded to me and they said that they currently don't at this time. I will mention it and see if we can introduce something.
Oh.
Get out it.
So
What kind of horse shit is that?
I haven't gotten a
Seriously.
response from Shangri-La yet.
This is what I'm hearing. Hey, guys. I know I need some of your product to deal with these little fucking bastard kids that I got to deal with. But
Can
do
you
you
help me?
offer me a discount for teaching your children?
Please.
Because I'm a teacher. Fucking nerd.
I feel like that's Jumpin' Jack Flash with Whoopi Goldberg. And she just grabs that lady and goes, I am going to snap.
And just to be clear, I do not smoke weed and go to work.
No,
It's
no,
not my
Dave's,
thing.
Dave's totally above board.
Uh,
He just
I
does that
s-
around himself.
I save it as a little treat for myself at the end of the day.
El Treatsy.
So, but I do know those folks who stay blazed all day long, like while they're at work, and I do believe that for some people, it's a good thing. But everybody's a little different. Like I'm one of those people that if I were to blaze and then go into work, I would be just paranoid the whole time, thinking that everybody else knows that I'm high. But some people, man, like I've met many people that's their preferred way to work, and it
Oh, yeah.
clearly,
That's why
and they clearly are like it's helpful
Yeah,
for a lot
for
of
some.
people. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's different.
It depends on the job you're in, too. Some jobs, I've worked many jobs where it's considered a performance-enhancing drug.
What kind of job?
You know, the creative type.
Yeah.
Where you're in an office and
It
you're
is.
doing radio stuff and you don't really have a radio to do it with. And
Yeah.
the guy over at the side who's just like zoning out on a square in the linoleum for the past 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Spends 35 minutes and comes out with the fucking banging commercial that you guys can rock out
Yeah.
and make tons of money off of. And for fun, also did this other little 35-second little whatever trailing bed that you can use.
Are we talking about fat right now?
Oh, no.
No, not
I'll say
But,
that
but,
dude.
but that dude's done it before.
I guarantee.
No, I've worked with a dude who was an absolute fucking genius when it came to doing all that radio stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he would just be off on the corner, bombed out of his fucking gourd.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, hey, man, here's this commercial. I need creative and this and that. And he would come back 20, 30 minutes later with the most ridiculous, abstract, but it would stick in your head commercial.
Yeah.
And you were like, holy fuck, where'd that come from? And he'd be like, oh, I just, you've been holding on to that this whole time? You're over there in the corner, high off your gourd, and you can make stuff like this? What are you doing? And then he'll come back with a gag reel that he'd made while he was doing it. He can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, dude, all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
There's a reason why so many creative people partake.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the very first gig I ever played where I had to play music in front of people, I was probably 15 years old. And it was at this old bar in Jefferson City called the Silverado Cafe.
Why do I feel like everyone's wearing Stetson at the Silverado Cafe?
It sounds like it, but actually, no, the owner was a big cokehead, so I don't know what that has to do with anything, but he was.
Still a lot of those in town.
I mean, that's still people's thing.
I
mean,
got
they're eventually getting rid of
super
them.
blazed before that show.
Not on coke, right?
No, weed. And it was terrifying. And
Really?
I don't smoke weed and
Man, my
perform.
first show, I was blazed off my gourd. My first and only show, I should say.
You were blazed off your gourd during that? Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know. For like weed,
I couldn't go up there without it.
Weed helps me when I am trying to be creative as far as like creating something new. But if I'm like playing music in front of people, I don't like to smoke weed. No, I don't like to do that. What
you
I like
be
to do,
within your right mind.
I like to have like one good strong drink right before
Same thing.
right before I go up on stage.
Same thing.
Just enough alcohol to just kind of loosen the inhibitions and like give me confidence in myself.
Yeah.
But it's a fine line, man, and it's took me a long time to figure out what the right, formula is. But for
So
me,
what's the right formula for you, Dave?
the right formula for me is to have like one good strong drink,
What's your good strong drink?
It's right here. It's whiskey and Coke.
Whiskey and Coke.
Yeah, that's my go-to drink these days.
Is it? Good for you.
You know this, guy.
Oh, I knew.
You know this.
That's good.
I was wondering. I didn't know if you'd bust out like, oh, it's a rum and Coke or a Malibu and.
Rum and Coke used to be my go-to
That
drink.
used to be mine too. I'm not digging on
then-
anybody drinking.
And then
rum
when I
Coke.
started hanging
Shotgun a
out
White
with
Claw.
you,
That's funny because that was my jam for a while.
when I started
White
hanging
Claw?
out with you and all of those people that I work with, that you used to work with, all of those people are bourbon people,
Yeah.
and they've converted me, man.
Yeah.
And I've noticed with bourbon, like, very rarely do I have like a bad hangover or anything the next day.
it depends.
Like for the most part,
if I hit it hard,
yeah, for the most part, I can get up and do my thing,
Right.
But I don't drink myself into oblivion the way that
Yeah.
I did in my younger years. Either.
yeah, I mean, you hit that rum and Coke, you have a rough hangover the next day, man. It's
yeah,
all
I've
that
had
sugar.
I've had a few rough rum and Coke hangovers, man. Hey, let's thank our Patreon subscribers, Scott.
Hey, let's do it.
What do
Hey,
you say?
Let's, Dave.
Let's start with our good friend Biscuit Strength.
Oh,
Hey, man.
right here.
He also happens to be co-host of the show.
Well, I mean, that happens.
We don't like to talk about that though.
No.
The big homie Kev.
What
What's up, Kev? Our good friends at In the Groove Records. Go check them out, man. They've been
Check 'em
posting a lot of
out.
stuff online. They're getting some new inventory in. Check them out if you're in need of some good vinyl, turntables,
I need to go get some vinyl.
all that good shit. Our good homie JT at the Paranormal Sun in Auckland, New Zealand. What's up, JT?
Working that 9 to 5.
Absolutely. He's doing
Protecting
it.
those borders.
That's right.
Making sure you don't smuggle shit in that you should.
Absolutely. Well, he'd be a good guy to know when I do need to smuggle some shit in. All right, next.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So next up, we got the big homie Dub IZ.
What up,
What's up,
Dub?
brother, man? And last but
Need to talk
certainly
to that
not
dude.
least, close friend of mine and friend of the show,
Personal.
Kass Kass.
That's right. What up,
Hey,
Kass
girl.
Kass?
They are currently, my wife and Cassie are currently in her office right now painting shit on her wall,
What kind of shit are we talking?
like flowers and
boobs and vaginas and stuff?
Well, I hope so. I don't know. We'll see. She's trying to make her office look a little bit more,
Hippie-ish?
Yeah, or just like more
She should
nature.
make it look like a Scooby-Doo episode.
Well, I think that she should too. We'll tell her that.
Dude, it's funny because we were sitting outside. What's going on, Dave?
No, I'm getting no
You
audio.
got nothing, huh?
I'm getting no audio anymore.
I don't know what's
what
up,
the
man.
fuck?
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't know.
Okay.
Pull the sound card, then pop it back in while I talk about this. So I saw this. I was sitting outside earlier. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
We're doing it live.
So I was sitting outside earlier, and this great big, huge
Oh my
There it is.
God.
monster of a dog come running by, and it looked like Scooby-Doo's cousin. Like
Yeah?
Scooby-Dum. You remember Scooby-Dum? It was like a dapple.
Yeah.
Scooby Dumb. I don't
Scooby Dum
remember
only
that.
lasted for like a little bit, and then they brought Scrappy Doo.
And then Scrappy-Doo showed
Yeah,
up. Ugh.
Scrappy.
Is it Scooby like D-U-M-B? Scooby
Yeah,
Dumb?
Scooby-Dum. D-U-M.
Oh, just D-U-M. Oh, there he is.
Scooby-Dooby-Dum.
I don't know if I remember him or not. though.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
And he's kind of like, he's more of like a grayish color.
Yeah, he
isn't
was a dapple.
And he's got really low hanging.
Yeah.
front
Oh, yeah.
lips.
Oh, God. He had some chompers.
Hey, Scooby was a Great Dane, right?
Yeah, they were both Great Danes.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
what I thought. Yeah.
He had a cousin, too, Scooby D.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scooby D, Scooby Dum. Scooby D was the Southern Belle.
Scooby Dooby Doo.
Everybody, even the cousins,
Oh,
wanted to
bless
bang
your
Scooby
heart.
D. Right? She'd be like,
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
hey, sugar, why don't you go over here and get this? I'm going to go take a nap. I'm tired.
Speaking of nap, folks, we'll be right back. See you after the break.
Dave's sawing out, and he's getting out in the old 7-7.
He's sawing out.
Squeezing drops.
I did that
I do as well.
one. I like that.
When it came back.
Mad balls, gross for one, gross for all. We play with a mad ball, they're gross, funny, yucky, sick. There's 8, so you can take your pick. We throw, catch, it's uh-oh fun. There's so much gross in every one. Freaky fun is what they're for. There's so much ugly, so much more. Gross for one, gross for all. We play with a mad ball. We play with a mad ball. We play with a mad ball. Mad ball.
Freaky fun for everyone, sold separately from Amtoy.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
Jesus.
Thanks, Anderson. Welcome back to the old 77, folks. It is a safe place.
In an unsafe world.
That is so fucking relaxing right now.
Biscuit has just tried his first ever Zen pouch.
Dave was my first.
I'm so
Dave was
thankful.
mine.
Give me a fucking high five.
I'm so thankful.
High
So
five
Biscuit,
motherfucker.
Biscuit had some. Can we talk about what you had? Can we talk about that?
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah, man, go for it.
Biscuit
Kate
had these
doesn't listen
things
to it.
called.
Got
We're
the
solid.
snoo over here.
They're called snooze
Snus.
or snus.
Frost Snus in the large pouch, please, if you got it.
Yeah, and
That's what I
so
have to say every time at the gas station.
so they're
Alright, alright.
Deal.
they are these pouch thingies that have
They're like, yes, sir, Mr.
tobacco in
Biscuit.
them.
Yeah, it's pure tobacco. It's
And
yeah,
if-
it's
and of
like all your
course-
tobacco leaves.
Here you go. Hold that up one more time.
It's all your backy leaves.
Yeah.
It's that.
Yeah, so of
That
course,
little fucking grossness.
tobacco has
that.
nicotine in it, of
Well,
course,
yeah.
right?
Oh.
So they
this product can cause cancer in your asshole, your butthole, and your lungs.
so they
Sponsored
make
by
the, they make these other things called Zen pouches that
There we go.
don't have any tobacco in them. It's just pure.
Spearmint.
It's just
Heather
pure
Tails.
nicotine.
You lost.
It's white. It's a white
It's
it looks
like
like
cocaine,
salt.
basically.
Yeah, it's pure nicotine.
Yeah.
And the reason why that is better is because of all the bullshit that they put in nicotine or in tobacco.
Dude, I heard they put fentanyl in that. Got to be careful these days.
I don't think so, but,
As
but
of right
I'm
now,
just playing.
I know you are. I know you are.
body cool.
Yeah.
Like it is just
That's
it's
a good
vibing
feeling.
hard.
He's
Yeah.
vibing hard.
Yeah, I
All
like
right.
It gives you a nice little nicotine buzz for sure. Yeah.
It might have been the other thing too.
And it's gonna fuck your. It's gonna.
adding to it, Dave. I see why you do this now.
Yeah, I have things. I have things that I do. And what was I gonna say? Damn it, I lost it. Yeah, but it's better for you. You know, like it's not gonna fuck up your teeth the way actual.
Oh, so
tobacco
what you're
and
saying
tobacco.
is it won't like stain
I
and
brushed
stuff
No.
like that?
I gotta
No.
brush my teeth all the fucking time.
It's just a salt, you know. So it
I guess I don't get the salt.
You want to try one?
No, hell no. I'm
It-
good,
Pussy.
bro. I'm
it
good.
just it's just a certain form of nicotine that's maybe a little different than it's a different form than you get nicotine if you
Yeah,
are consuming actual tobacco.
right.
Yeah.
This is
So
way better than the first time I buzzed.
I told you, bro. They're strong,
dude.
man. They're strong.
Well, you know,
Scotty's over like, maybe I should try.
No, he's not.
Scotty's gonna
Good
be.
choice.
Scotty's gonna
Scotty
be.
knows
Nope,
his
give me the
limits.
peer pressure.
Yeah.
Right, Scotty knows his limits.
Scotty's
and to
gonna
be fair
be-
to both of you,
Yeah.
I've hung out with some way harder peer pressure and motherfuckers.
Oh,
than
of
you
course,
two.
yeah. I know.
Oh, yeah, for
nobody
sure.
here's peer
Because
pressure.
I cave like a mug every time.
Yeah. Scotty's gonna
trying.
end up like those poor kids in the Sandlot that put the big wada chew in their mouth right
Have-
before they hit the roller coaster.
Have you ever tried like leaf?
leaf tobacco?
Yeah, like actually you gotta chew
Oh
it.
yeah.
No, I never have.
Yeah, as a kid, yeah. I tried
Oh fuck! So
is it
a,
rough?
dude at,
Stuff
a dude at
is-
work,
ugh. Cool.
he had Red Man.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course. Everybody, dude, that was what I tried too.
And it's not Red Man anymore. It's America.
Oh, for real?
I think so.
No.
Really? I
Red
didn't
Man
know
was
that.
offensive, and he's like so much percent like Native American,
Right.
Uh-huh.
and he's like, I find it offensive. You took my people off, and I was
Right,
like,
exactly.
I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, Redman's been around for a long
Exactly.
time.
That's what I was getting at. Damn, you can't have
Yeah.
Aunt Jemima pancakes.
Actually, isn't that what the kids in the Sandlot
Yes.
took?
Yeah.
Yes,
It was
Red
Redman,
Man.
right?
Redman.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
thought.
First time though I did it, I'm
Dude,
like,
Red
oh, fuck
Man,
yeah.
Red Man tobacco was some of the worst shit that I ever tried.
Oh fuck,
I only
dude, I
tried
don't know how
two.
he does
That
it.
and Skull.
Yeah.
Skull was fucking terrible.
Ooh, yeah.
Skull's pretty terrible
Oh,
too.
But this dude like spits on the concrete, and that's the only spots. Like the trucks we have, like leak oil,
Right?
they go away. Well, you can see where he fucking spits.
It
Oh,
doesn't
geez.
go away.
It
It
does not-
stains it.
That's
yeah.
straight fucking tar.
Oh.
That's fucking.
I knew so many old dudes, old farmer dudes back in the day. They'd come in from doing God knows whatever, like at the restaurant I worked at. I washed dishes at the restaurant in town. They'd come in after whatever day in the field, pull out a fucking center pouch of their bibs, pull out the Red Man. This one old boy, he would just sit there and he would roll one up just like it was nothing. Put it back in his bib pouch, smoke his home-rolled cigar or cigarette or whatever the fuck he wanted to. Buddy of mine swore to God one time he was rolling joints. It's like, look at that guy. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's how it used to be back in the day.
I am trying desperately to get to the bottom of this question of can you fart and piss at the same time? Because for me,
Falling down a well.
when I pee, and I do often fart and pee, at the same time.
you got a thick
But
stream when you pee.
as soon as I fart, the
the-
stream stops for a second until the fart is over.
I don't know.
Until
So
the fart is over?
yeah, until the fart is over. Like when I'm peeing, if I fart while I'm in the middle of peeing, my pee stops during the fart, and I assume that's because of the pressure of the air, maybe pushing up against my bladder or something.
No,
don't
I agree
know.
with what Scott said earlier.
It's two separate muscles going.
Well,
at
I know it is,
different
but I'm
times.
thinking that the one
Yeah.
muscle affects the other muscle.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, it's your
the hip bone's
prostate.
connected to the ass bone.
That's what they
the-
say. I'm trying to find some good, but this guy here, Eric Foreman, he seems to be on a very legitimate
Is that the-
message board here. He says, "I have farted, peed, sneezed, and hiccuped at the same time.
Is
I
that
went
the
into
guy
a
from
coma."
that
my
70s show, Eric Foreman?
Oh my.
Oh my.
Yeah, it has to be. The
Yeah,
same
that's
guy.
totally the same dude.
When my wife is peeing, I go in the bathroom and fart on her. Way more.
See, at the same
entertaining.
time. Same time.
Yeah. See, that's the problem with asking this type of question on the internet is
Yeah.
you're never going to get a serious response. I mean, this guy says just did. This guy says I've peed and shat at the same time, so
And
I guess so.
shat.
But a shat is not the same as a fart. Those are two different things, right? Come on,
No.
guys, let's get deep tonight. I'm feeling like we should get really deep.
I don't know if that's the kind of deepness.
It's not the kind of deepness we should strive
I don't know
for.
if I want to explore the depths
Yeah.
of those the shatting and pissing one, because
Yeah.
I don't normally think that way. I guess
All right, well,
I always think that way if like we want to get really have nasty, fucking, freaky, nasty sex.
Right.
I'm down with combining maybe one or two of those together.
yeah,
Not necessarily shat, but
But
urine
farts?
sterile.
fart.
You know,
Yeah, you can drink it.
I mean, yeah,
yeah.
I guess if you want.
You can, if you want to. Scott, put me on the big screen, buddy.
Oh man.
Me and Biscuit have seen this video.
transition. into this.
Start from the beginning.
Me and Biscuit have seen this video. You have not. This is a 7-Eleven Where was
In
this?
Stockton,
California. This
California.
guy shows up with a trash can and just starts tossing cigarettes.
Damn.
And tobacco and whatnot into here.
What's he got in his pocket there? Is he trying to say he's all armed or whatever?
Probably. I don't know.
He really wasn't thinking this one through, was he?
No. So guess
He's
what
being
happens
super
next?
careless. He's wasting so much
Oh
by
my
just
God,
pulling it
right?
off the shelf.
Guess
He's
what
trying to
happens?
get the hell out
None
of here.
into the fucking trash can, bro.
Guess what happens
Oh.
next?
Damn. Big white boy.
No, that's Muhammad right there.
Oh, dude, that sucked. They cut it off like way
Yeah,
too early.
because
That-
then the
that
other
video
dude
is
with the
longer than
turban
that.
starts beating his fucking ass with a stick.
Yeah, dude.
Damn.
It was a lot longer than that.
I felt like that was long enough.
There's a 4-minute 30 one.
Okay, we don't have to watch the whole thing. But
No, but you could zoom in a little bit more.
But yeah.
Oh, we got sound too.
Let me fast forward a little
Yeah.
bit to.
Why don't you go ahead and hit that?
It's like they're not gonna do nothing. You just have to just claim you have insurance. You have insurance?
This dude's
Do you have
just.
insurance?
He's not trying to hide his
No,
face.
this
He ain't even
it hurts
trying.
He's just in there grabbing shit.
God damn. Ain't nothing you can do though.
Ain't nothing.
There's nothing you can do, man, until you call police. Ain't nothing you can do, man, until police come in. Hey, no,
Somebody
don't,
begs to differ.
Ain't nothing you can do, man. Don't do that. Don't do that, man. Don't do that.
Oh, this douchebag cut it off again.
Damn, look at him beat him though.
Yeah.
You can see it.
Motherfucker.
Okay, brother. Okay.
This is the point where you fuck around and find
Yeah,
out.
ain't nothing you can do. Ain't nothing you can do. Damn, he's still going.
Yeah, this shit is still going.
That's called whooping your ass. That's called whooping your ass. Whoop his ass. Whoop him.
I love how the one is like, there ain't nothing you can do. Yeah, whoop his ass.
Are you done? Are you done?
Homeboy is crying.
Oh, I hate.
Go. Go. Go.
Homeboy is
No, you're
crying.
not going anywhere.
Go. Let him go. Let's let him go. Let's let him go.
I hate that he
That's enough.
blurted out.
Hey, that's enough. That's
Please,
enough.
please smack
That's
him one
enough.
more time.
That's enough. Okay.
There he got
Okay.
him.
No more.
Yeah.
No more.
Oh.
Please. It's okay. Let him go.
Jesus, what did he
Let
hit
him
him
go.
with?
Hey, you go. Go. You want to go? Let's go. Let's go. You want the police to get him? You want to call police to get him? Police to get him?
Got my leg.
Okay.
Fuck you.
You want police to get him? Okay. They're coming? You hold them till the police come in.
So did the police eventually come? Have you
I
watched
hope
the whole
so.
video?
You call police.
See, I didn't
Damn,
watch
look
it.
at that.
I didn't watch it this
Yeah, but look
far.
at that haul.
call
I mean,
police?
he's probably got
You call
$500-$600 worth of cigarettes up in that
Oh,
thing,
probably
man.
more
Call
than that,
police.
Hell
dude.
yeah.
Cigarettes are
If
expensive.
not, let him go. If you don't call police, let him go. You want to let him go? He doesn't have a gun. He doesn't have a gun. He's lying. He's lying. He doesn't have a gun. You don't have a gun. You have a gun? Do you have a gun? He's lying. Let's let him go. Come on, come on, come on.
Pay no attention to that Glock I got stuffed in my ass cheeks right
Okay.
now.
No, it's okay.
So they're gonna
Okay,
let him go?
no more. You know no more. No more come here, right? No more come and do that, right? Please, brother, please. I'm your brother, right? No more do this, okay? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. No, let him go.
No, please.
Please, no, brother. He had a problem with you?
Yeah, bro.
He owe you a lot of money?
How much you know?
He owe you a lot of money? Do he owe you a lot of money? He owe you a
My
lot of money?
legs. Why do I
Let him
feel
go.
like Chappelle's show every
Please let him
time?
go. Come on.
What did he smack
No,
his
you
ass
can't.
with? The
Let's go.
broomstick?
You better walk tonight.
Yeah, I think it's a broomstick.
You better walk tonight. You better walk tonight. Let's go. Let's go. Don't come back here no more. Okay? Don't do that.
Dude got
okay?
let off easy, didn't he?
Well,
They shoot
Biscuit's
you.
over there like, no way I would have
I
let that
wouldn't have
dude
let him go.
Yeah.
Well, what kind of shit you telling me and you do this shit? And you wanna
Then
show-
again, he
No,
did
no, no.
get his ass whipped.
It almost seems like the
the fuck
cameraman
out.
knows this guy, almost.
Hold on.
You know what I mean?
Like
Ma-
it's staged.
No, not that it's staged. Just that, like
be
maybe
cool,
he's seen
man.
this dude before. He kind of acts like it's somebody that you know. It kind of seems like he's almost like familiar with the dude.
Maybe.
I don't know, man.
What video is that?
This is a 7-Eleven worker or a 7-Eleven gas station, and this is in Stockton, California. This video just came out like a day ago. Yeah, it was pretty. pretty graphic.
That was, man. Dude got his ass whipped.
Yeah, he definitely
I
did.
love how they were just laughing it off, too.
Yeah. Well, apparently in California, like, shit like this is happening all the time right now.
Yep.
People walking into stores and just not even trying to hide the fact that they're stealing shit. Just going in there and just like this dude was doing, just grabbing shit and pulling it all off the shelves.
Well, you got insurance. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah, does insurance cover when some shit like that happens? Like, I don't know how that even works. If you're like,
I mean, if you get it stolen,
if you own the gas
insurance,
station,
if you get it stolen, insurance can replace it. You have to turn around and pay for it, and then insurance reimburses you. But still,
that was kind of a sad story. So I want to rebound us with a little more happy.
I mean,
story.
that dude got his ass whipped. It wasn't that sad. He went in there and asked for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
he was in a sad state for sure.
You fuck around, you find out, like you said, Biscuit.
And he found out.
He found out. That's like the Rick James story in real life, man. What am
So-
I gonna do about my legs, Charlie Murphy?
So, Kesha, you guys know the singer Kesha, right?
Yeah.
I can't tell you any of her songs, but I know who she is.
Don't stop.
She tweeted the other day, woke up this morning and saw my mom's dog chewed my $250 vibrator to pieces. I'm livid.
I wouldn't be too happy either.
Yeah.
She needs to not pass out while she's got that $250 vibrator out and about.
So the good news is that the company that made the toy,
Are they replacing it?
they are replacing it for her.
Aw.
I'm not sure what this picture has to do with it,
Oh my God, I want to see this now.
but she's going to get a sweet gift box full of goodies.
Oh wow, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vibes.
This is the company's name is We Vibe.
Oh,
And
okay.
this thing here that we're looking at is a human-sized clitoris. And I guess that's the box.
Jesus.
I guess that's the box that they're
Who the
sending her.
hell has a clit like that?
That clit has a dick on the end of it,
Yeah,
bro.
right.
That
I've never seen one that meaty.
It even looks like it has a head. Right? No, thank you.
Man.
I
That's
would-
got to be like a foreign country. right?
It would have taken me hours to have
figure that out?
figure out that was supposed to be a clitoris.
It looks like a really scary HR Puff and Stuff character.
I don't know, man. I don't know, but good for Kesha. I'm glad that she's getting her vibrators, replaced. I got a video I'll show you guys in between the break. Yeah, has to do with this.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe I'll save it for after hours. Yeah, I'll do it after hours. That'll give the people some motivation to subscribe
Yes.
to after
Yeah,
hours.
you're definitely going to want to, because
Yeah.
Dave tells a mighty story in After Hours.
Let me tell you.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
God, I'm still scared at that thing on the screen.
Yeah, you might want to take that off the screen. I don't want to traumatize anybody. Did you guys hear about Lizzo, about how her
I did.
all of her backup dancers are claiming that she's like
super toxic, abusive. What was the one said that they felt like she was personally attacking them?
Yeah, and they said that she was talking to them about, she was like getting on to them about their weight.
Oh, fuck.
Beef up, baby. Beef up.
But we're talking about Lizzo here. Yeah, man.
I don't know.
And of course she denies it all. Of course she
Well,
does.
of course. I mean, Ellen DeGeneres still hasn't came out and said she's an asshole.
Yeah. I was sad about that one.
Why? You all knew that she was an asshole.
No, I
That
didn't.
was part of her shtick, being an asshole.
Well, kind of, but in a
She'd be like, I'm Ellen.
but in a
I'm
playful
dick.
way. Yeah. No,
Everybody be like, ha 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 ha. No, she's being a dick.
She's serious.
Yeah, like very kind of passive
Yeah.
aggressively.
Right. Like, no, you don't get it.
Yeah. That one made me sad. I had some hope in my heart that she was a good
Hope
person.
in my heart.
I did, man.
That's like having deep down hope that Robin Williams is just a fucking asshole, you know? God, I was really hoping he was a dick.
Yeah.
Not going to happen, though.
I don't think he was,
No,
man.
I don't either.
I have a friend that I went to high school with that was in the service, and he was doing a tour.
Robin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she got to meet him. She got her picture taken with him and stuff. But she said he was absolutely as like warm and as nice of a person as he possibly.
I get the feeling he
could
was him, you know, no matter what. He was him.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That was one that fucked me up.
I think
since
it fucked
we've
everybody
since
up.
we've been talking about suicide a little bit tonight. Yeah.
But you know what? His is one of the few instances that I think is not necessarily a negative. Because after it all came down and when it first happened, everybody was like, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God, Robin Williams did what?
Yeah.
And then it came out that he had this horrible degenerative disease and that it was starting to really take hold, and he didn't want to live that way. So that I can see. It's the ones like Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington that I don't see.
You didn't see those ones coming?
I saw the Chester Bennington coming.
Yeah.
But not Chris Cornell. I thought he had fought through that.
He had been pretty open about his struggles,
He'd been extremely open about
Chester, I'm talking about.
Both of them had.
Yeah.
That's how they came together as friends.
Right. They were buddies.
Yeah. And it's at least thought that Chris Cornell died because of Chester Bennington.
Yeah, there's a lot of theories.
Because it happened right after that. And they were close friends. They talked about stuff like this.
I was in Florida when Cornell died.
Yeah.
And I remember listening to
that one hit hard, bro.
I remember listening to all of his music on the drive back home.
Oh, yeah. Well, you had 12 hours, 15 hours to do it.
I wasn't a huge Linkin Park fan, but I do enjoy some Linkin Park stuff. But I definitely was more of a Soundgarden fan or like an Audio Slave fan.
Yeah.
Chris Cornell fan than I was a Linkin Park fan. But
he started out as a horrible frontman and ended up as just the definitive frontman of the 90s, man. Early 2000s.
Cornell, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a beast, man. Were you a Linkin Park fan, Biscuit? I know you like to listen to that loud shit, you know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I never was a huge fan of Linkin Park. I remember where I was the first time I heard them.
They made a.
I remember one time.
They made a.
Four.
They made a mashup album with Jay-Z.
Yeah.
That was dope.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, where they mashed their songs together with him. I still jam that shit from time to time. Been making some new beats, Biscuit.
Have you?
Yeah, I got a couple.
Haven't gotten any.
That's because they're not ready. They're not in tip-top shape yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh. I need somebody that will motivate me to take all of my beats that I've made and create a profile on a couple of these websites where you can sell beats at, and just see how I would do if I put all my shit out there for sale. I think I could do okay if I did it the right way.
Even if you did it the wrong way, I think you still do just fine.
I think maybe both.
You don't know?
should mint them as an NFT and sell them that way.
No. I have honor in my heart, Scott. I would never fuck that shit, man. But it's true, man. You don't know until you try, right? There are one of my favorite little memes. There are people much less qualified than you doing jobs that you would love to do because they believed in themselves. That hits, man.
It does.
That hits.
I saw something today that said, be the guy who is underqualified and still applies and gets the job.
Absolutely. And then after you get the job, you
be the guy.
You do what you need to do the job right, even though you may not have known all the shit you needed to know when you applied.
100%.
Yeah. I mean,
you got to step out a little bit.
It's a time-honored tradition, right, of over-qualifying yourself on resumes.
Well, as someone who's been recently in the job looking pool.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Can we officially talk about that?
I guess we can.
We won't talk about where, but Scotty is officially
so I'm
reemployed.
now an audio-visual coordinator. I'm going to go probably once a month. I'll have to do a little traveling.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
And do like seminars and things. But I'll be the guy who is recording audio and video and then editing it and posting it.
Dude, I'm so excited for you.
So it's right up my wheelhouse.
I hope you love it.
It's going to give me the chance to be a little bit creative.
Yeah.
And potentially to start something.
Yeah, man.
So I can potentially have some kind of lasting impact.
And, assuming that you go there and...
It's going to be a little boring at first, I have a feeling. But it'll pick up once I get,
Yeah.
Once I get everything rolling, and I got to learn their process because this is the first time I've been out of radio, technically.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm doing radio, but it's out of radio.
You certainly have the skill set to do it. They called me before they officially hired Scott. They called me because I was one of his references, and I told Scott when I texted him, I was like, bro, I practically sucked your dick over the phone when they were asking me about you.
I was wondering why just randomly out of the blue, I was like nutting left and right in my pants.
That was our spirits. That was our spirits
right,
connecting.
They were touching.
Yeah.
Something was touching.
Absolutely. No, man, I'm excited for you.
No, me too, man.
Are you excited for you?
A little bit.
Good.
Only because it's different than what I wanted to do. But it's, like I said, still within my wheelhouse. I get to be creative. I get to do things.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing, dude, is like even if
and they gave me more money. So
Well,
that
that's
was
great
nice.
too. Fuck yeah.
That was nice.
Even if you go there and let's say that you don't love it, hopefully you're still doing the type of thing that your experience there will allow you to move on to something that you truly love.
Yeah. See, I never moved at Learfield. I
Yeah.
got there and I was making stuff, and I stayed in the exact
Stayed in the same position.
spot.
Yeah.
And then when the company merged, I got a thankless promotion.
Yep.
Oh, you're an old dude who made it through the merger. Congratulations. Here's
your new
here's
title.
your new title.
Yeah.
Like, get out of here.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
I think that's probably the thing that has saved me so far at that place is I'm not a full-timer and I'm not always doing the same shit every day.
And it was all rip and read, so there was no creativeness. You
Yeah.
know? I don't have a problem with rip and read, don't get me wrong, but let me do something creative. There's no time.
Yeah. And now it seems like you're in a position now where you'll be able to do that.
So
to be
far, here's
creative.
the hope. Instead of having 22 networks that I got to be creative for each one, be creative once and then replicate that formula across the whole network.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the one guy who maybe 2 or 3 side departments for this place will be like, hey, we need this video and we need this.
Right.
And even then, I have a feeling there's nothing that's going to be too taxing.
Yeah.
You know, I've asked for what elements need to be in each video? What's this and what that? And they're like, we don't know.
And hopefully it's the type of job where when you do have some downtime, you don't have to pretend like you're
right.
doing other shit.
And just with that, that's going to be in the same vein as the podcast.
Yeah.
So I could use tips and tricks that I've learned putting this thing together.
Doing this, yeah.
Using their stuff, and then I could also use tips and tricks that I learned from there.
From doing that
on this.
Absolutely. And you know, the company that you're working for, I'm sure has a decent budget.
It's connected to the state.
So hopefully you know it'll be the type of deal where like if you ever wanted to go to like a seminar or some type of shit for people that do what you do.
I was going to say that's what I'll be doing. I'll be going to seminars probably once a month, recording those, putting them up online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you, man.
It's going to be interesting.
It was time. It was time for you to do something.
Oh my God!
Different.
Yeah, something outside of sports.
That was clear.
Sports.
That was clear. It was clear that it was time for you to do something different. So I'm glad that you landed where you landed, and
right,
you know,
me too.
Give yourself
and
a fresh start.
I'm still local, and I'll still be around.
You're still going to be here with us, fucking clowning every Thursday night or whatever night of the week it ends up being. We might have to change the nights depending on.
Well, they wanted to see like portfolios and stuff, and so I showed them everything I had on the podcast.
That was brave,
like,
dude.
That's right.
That was
100% brave.
Yeah, that was ballsy right there.
Especially our last episode. Dave was like, I love how your bong's up in here.
Yeah. It's legal now, man.
Oh, it's 100% legal.
Yeah,
but I mean my antique grandmother's vase.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Boss.
Nobody knows why.
Stinks.
Nobody knows why she put the extra hole in there, but it's a beautiful vase.
She loved holes.
Yeah, she did.
Sure, my grandmother, she loved holes.
Yes, she did. Congratulations, buddy. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, man, me too.
I'm glad that
that takes a little of the pressure off.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely, man. Because you got a family, you got you know, all of the shit that goes along with that, and all of the expense that goes along with that. And the fact that you managed to get a decent little pay
and
bump
I got a bump
out
of it.
Yeah,
So
man.
it was a nice little gamble.
Yeah. Did we talk about this last week? I had this article pulled up. I think we've talked a little bit about this. Those ticks, because ticks are so bad in Missouri. Anytime I go out into my woods, I'm pulling ticks off for hours afterwards. You guys have heard of this one tick?
They're bad at your house, though, dude.
Yes, they are.
Is it the little itty bitty one, the deer?
Oh, we've got all of them, dude.
Ticks?
Yeah.
We've got all of them. Yeah. But no, there's the one tick that I think it's the.
You got it pulled up?
Yeah, it's the Lone Star tick, I believe, is what it is. That sometimes carries this disease or whatever that if you get infected by this thing, you can't eat red meat anymore.
Yeah.
And you can't even be like in a house where people are cooking red meat.
Yeah, it makes you sick.
That shit.
Or fish.
Yeah, yeah,
What, like proteins? It makes you sick on protein?
I think so.
So apparently this tick is like this particular form of disease is really increasing a lot. And I just saw an article just like a day or two ago about some invasive tick species that they're finding in Missouri now. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
a new one?
Yeah, a new one that previously had only been in other parts of the country. And I think originally came from some other fucking continent. You know how that goes, man. Just like that's the whole reason why they have a python season now in Florida.
Oh, get out of here.
Is because people were buying them as pets and they didn't want to take care of them anymore.
That would be
so
like
they
in
set
New
'em
York
free.
City having an alligator. Oh, it's alligator season. Let's get down in the sewers.
Yeah, but they're fucking overrun with pythons in Florida, dude. They've got so many of them.
It's because it's Florida. You know what happened?
Florida is fucking
I
crazy.
also heard that there's an epidemic happening in Florida where people are coming down with leprosy.
Yeah, what from?
I don't know, but it's apparently spreading like wildfire down there, man.
God. That state is like a whole other country, I swear to God, man. It's
What is happening in Florida, you know? It seems like nothing good is coming out of Florida
they
lately.
do things
I just saw where the
differently down there.
government,
I used to
right?
live there when I was a real little kid.
I think everybody at one point either
Yeah.
wanted to live there or has been there or
Yeah.
lived there or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But they just passed that DeSantis Disney thing where they
Oh
just,
yeah, he's been fighting with
right
the
where
Disney
they
people
just
for a long
eliminated their EEO policies because he now controls the whatever.
Equal employment opportunity.
Yeah. So he was saying it's un-American because it's ethics and EEO and there was something else.
Yeah.
But he eliminated that, and the company's like, no, we're still going to hire by these practices.
Didn't they just say that they were gonna pull out of Florida and go?
There's talk.
Like they were building some big, huge campus or headquarters or something, and then they pulled out, and now they're going to apparently.
Well, they
do
were
it
going to
in another
expand. They
state.
were going to add another 12. I think
Is
it
that
was
what
like
it
10 or
was?
12 billion or something.
Yeah.
They were going to put a huge infrastructure in.
Yeah.
And now they put that completely on hold.
They should go to some place like Kansas City, like some place that's more central.
Why would you go to Kansas?
So that people from
But
New York
nobody wants to
and people
go.
from LA
Yeah.
will come.
But nobody wants to go to Kansas City.
It's a central location.
Yeah, but
It's-
we're
it's-
Americans. We don't give a shit about that.
But we're Americans, and most of us can just fucking get on a plane. So
Exactly. That's why we don't give a shit about that. We don't care if it's centralized.
Yeah.
I want my cool shit and a nice scenery at the same time. Hi, I'm an American.
Yeah, I guess so, man.
You know?
I guess so.
And cater to me. I don't give a shit about you.
Did you ever go to
I'm
Disney?
the one paying.
Did you ever go to Disney World as a kid or
No.
Disneyland? Yeah, me neither.
We did Six Flags St. Louis.
Yeah, my kids did that a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Now that was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah.
It
We
was
did
like-
Big Surf. I loved Big Surf.
Yeah.
I like water parks more than I like
I
fairs.
never did like the water parks.
I like those way better than I like fairs and like roller coasters. I
Yeah.
don't like that shit.
I always
Yeah.
liked that.
I don't like that shit.
Yeah,
No,
that's
thank
what
you.
I liked. I like the fair.
I don't want to feel like I'm gonna die. Like I'm good, man. And
Everybody dies at the fair.
or that one thing that just spins you around in a circle, and you're and the G-force sticks you up against the wall, and then you feel like you got to throw up afterwards. That thing,
Yeah.
that spinny
The
thing.
Tom Twister?
No, thank you, bro. I'm good
Oh.
on that.
Dude,
I'm
remember.
not gonna pay you.
Well, now they put a
to
little.
do that to
they
me.
put a little thingy on you, right? So you don't go flinging off.
Yeah.
But I remember as a kid, you could get way the hell up there, and you'd be like above everyone else doing it,
Yeah.
way up top.
Yeah.
Where it was, firmer holds.
Yeah.
Where the spin would get you really good. I've seen chicks puke on that thing before, and the puke come out and hit them right back in the face.
You guys have heard my story about puking on the octopus at Worlds of Fun. I'm pretty sure I've told
God.
that story. Yeah.
Now, what's the octopus to you? Is that the one that
It's a little
spins around?
It's a little kid ride, bro.
Oh, it's the one that goes
But
like this.
But it wasn't the octopus that got me. It was the
So it's like
roller
the
coaster that I was on
scrambler.
before the octopus, and then my buddies peer pressured me to get on the octopus when I knew it was not a good idea.
Goddamn friends.
That was the day I was wearing that Jim Morrison shirt,
They'll do it to you every time, bro.
and all day long, random motherfuckers would come up to me and be like, "Oh, dude, you're the dude that threw up on the octopus, bro. Are you okay, man?"
And you were like, no, I'm not. Thanks for reminding me.
I hate that shit, man. That was the first and last time I ever went to Worlds of Fun.
Did you ever puke on an amusement ride, Biscuit?
No, I don't do amusement rides.
You
Yeah,
don't do
smart
amusement
man.
rides? Ever? Never, ever?
I'm with you, bro. I put my foot down. I'm not doing that shit anymore.
High-fiving motherfuckers.
No, we're fist bumping tonight. I gotta pee again, boys. Is that okay?
See, I told you, Dave's bladder is our timer on the show.
Yeah.
It's time for a bathroom break.
I don't know how long it's been, but
Been about 30 minutes-ish.
it's been long enough for me to go take a whiz. So yeah, we'll take a quick break.
All right, let's do it.
Cool it down.
Hey, thanks to all our patreon.com/the-old77 podcast Patreon patrons. Hang
That's
out
right.
with us in the clubhouse. We're going to have an episode coming up for you in just a little bit.
Yeah.
Can take a break, come back with a cool down. Everybody's getting sleepy here in the old 77. Und bye. Let's go to bathroom now.
This is nice.
It's jam.
Did that Zen pouch fuck you up?
Did.
Okay, I sensed it. I sensed it.
A little too much.
Monster Face, the gruesome monster head you make and remake into the most monstrous monsters imaginable.
Now for the test. It works!
Monster Face comes with everything shown here.
That's a Dave Jordan original beat.
Yes.
Bringing us back here on the old 77.
Cooling it down.
Cooling it
as they
down.
say. Welcome back to the show. Biscuit, where'd you go, bro? Hold on. Should we put his boot and his machine gun on top of his seat like they do?
So yeah, here you go. Here's Biscuit. Biscuit got tired.
Biscuit got sleepy.
His little pouch kicked out.
Him's a little tired,
Whipped his ass.
He can't handle this. He can't hang with us.
He can't hang.
He can't hang with us.
Here we go.
No, Biscuit had to bounce. So
he did. He got sweepy.
So that was the elephant in the room. There, I said it. Okay, that's all. That's all I gotta say.
That's all he's got to say.
See you next week, bitch. Yeah, man.
He even left like, God, I hope you guys talk about me.
Oh, yeah, well, he knows.
Done.
We would do, I mean, I would hope that he would do the same thing for me, too, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, for all the shit talking that dude does.
Absolutely. I would never know because I never bitch out for the cooldown, but, theoretically speaking, if such a thing were to happen.
Oh, Dave's never bitched out on the cooldown. Never.
No, man.
No, never.
Hey, you want to see another new UFO video, Scotty?
Dude, do I? Do we have another good one?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right, well, here we go. Hold on.
I'm hoping that the internet holds steady for us.
God, I know.
Sometimes she's a little shaky. Like she's loading right now. She's thinking about it.
Oh,
and
it's
then,
a Jägermeister.
Of course, we got to
spot.
watch a Jägermeister ad because why wouldn't you? I've noticed the ads.
Is that
on
Madonna?
Probably. I don't know. No, I don't think.
Can't be
no, she's too young to be Madonna.
That's just what I was getting at. That can't be Madonna, right?
All right, here it is.
All right.
This is a pretty good one if it's legit.
Okay.
So there they come up from the bottom right of the screen. You see them right there, and then as they move in.
You say they. It looks like one object to me.
Wait till you see it.
They're like, wait.
That is one object right there.
That's one object.
And then right here, watch. Right. There. Then it split. Right there.
This sounds like Skinwalker Ranch.
It is. It's on Skinwalker Ranch.
I can dive in.
That's literally where this was filmed.
So here they are. You can see that there are discrete objects in this set.
He meant to say distinct, not discrete.
Kind of amazing.
I hate. Why do you got to throw ads? This isn't even YouTube. This is the.
Oh, it's the Sun.
The Sun.
Even better.
The most reliable of news websites.
I was just gonna say that.
Don't worry, folks. I'm aware. But this video, I mean, from what I can tell, it's a legit video. I don't know because now it's fucked up. But I've seen videos like that before, man. You can take me off the big screen, where they. It appears to be one craft, and then all of a sudden it splits up into 3 or 4.
But you know what, man? I've kind of followed that Skinwalker Ranch series on not HBO, but the History Channel.
Yeah, there you go.
And they get a lot of UFO type stuff.
Oh yeah,
or UAP, I should say.
They have been. Just
right? They get tons of stuff like that.
You shouldn't say UAP.
And
just
it's
say
always
UFO.
It's always when they do something. It seems at least this way to me with rockets. Whenever they shoot shit up in the air, boom, they'll come out of nowhere. It seems to just descend, and there it is.
Yeah. People would probably be surprised to hear me say this, but believe it or not, I actually haven't really watched that History Channel show.
It's good.
About it.
It's pretty good.
But I have seen it pop up. I think that it's on Netflix now. I'm pretty sure I've been seeing it pop up in my Netflix feed recently.
The last season I saw of it, they were shooting rockets up into the air, and they were like hitting things, 60, 70, 80 feet in the air. It would just boom. And it would hit stuff, and they were finding they were doing
like invisible things.
Yes, they were scanning something in the air, and they were using certain frequencies.
Yeah,
and you would see flat out frequency dead spots.
Yeah,
where it would be like everywhere, and then this would just be like a spot like LiDAR, for instance. This spot would be lit up yellow in this one particular circle where they would, rockets and stuff would go up in the air and stop. It would be black. There'd be nothing there. And then they did So they had a thing, I think it was on the season finale or pretty close, where they used a drone company and they had all these synchronized drones. It was like 300, 400 drones.
Yeah.
And they were going up and they would put this anomaly right in the center of the drones. And you would see the drones all be perfectly lined up. And then it would get to a certain point and certain drones would start returning home and things would malfunction. And all the guys, all of them, they asked afterwards because they did this like 3-4 nights. They were like, we've done this so many hours, we've flown so many missions, and we've never seen it malfunction like it does here.
Yeah, interesting. Oh, that makes me want to actually watch it.
It's really good, man.
Yeah, they've got a few seasons of that show at this point, don't they?
Yeah. And it's the moment I heard the guy talk, that's when I knew it was Skinwalker Ranch. He sounds like the
voice,
the yokel Southern dude, but really he's a NASA scientist.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know the guy that you're talking about.
Yeah.
He's got kind of like a kind of a light,
he's like a good old boy. He reminds me of my buddy Derek.
Does he got
Our
kinda
buddy
like,
Derek.
Does he got like light reddish hair kind of?
Yes.
Yeah, I know the guy you're
Yeah.
talking about. He used to work for the government.
Right. He works for NASA.
Yeah.
He's the rocket guy, so he's the one who's always building rockets. He's always shooting them up in the air.
Yeah.
He's always doing aerial experiments. And it seems like every time they shoot something up in the air, something comes down to investigate.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Fuck, man, that's crazy.
But his thought, and he even shown, because there was this one, the one that I watched, they took those radar images or whatever, and it was showing the blackout images.
Yeah.
And he said, this looks like if I was to build a wormhole and a gate of some sort, this is the pattern that it was showing,
Right.
is how I would build it. It would be like a cone. You know, he was showing it would be like a cone, and then it would have like a circle on the end, and everything he said was right there in the image. It was freaky, dude.
I gotta watch that, man.
I've been watching on Netflix lately the Abducted, the UFO stuff, where they talk about what happens after disclosure, what we've seen so far.
Yeah.
This whole documentary series, docu-series, talks about we're in the midst of being disclosed. Like, disclosure's already happened.
Yeah,
no one cares.
It really started in 2017.
Yeah, that's what it said too.
Yeah, with
this came out in 2021.
Yeah, with the big New York Times article, and it's the same two journalists that broke that New York Times article. Those are the same people that broke David Grush, his whistleblower thing,
Yeah.
his interview that came through Leslie Keane, and I forget the gentleman's name. So speaking of that hearing with David Grush and the other two guys, George Knapp.
Yeah.
You know who George Knapp is?
I do.
He's the journalist out of Las Vegas who's been really on the forefront of the UFO thing for a very long time.
George Knapp's been talking about this for decades.
So he submitted, I think it was like a 7 or 8 page report thing to the committee that did the hearing, talking about UFOs taking over Russian missiles.
Yes,
Do you remember?
I did see that.
I can't remember if I sent that to you or not.
Was that? It was 1983. It was the story he was talking about.
It was during the Cold War, yeah.
In 1983, where a UFO allegedly showed. Now, was it a Tic Tac?
I don't think they say specifically what it looked like, but I've got the quote right here. It's UFOs appeared. So this is in Russia during the Cold War. So this is during a period of time where literally at any point in time, World War III could have broken out.
This almost, we were seconds away from it.
Yeah. So supposedly what happened, according to George Knapp's report, and the way that he obtained this information was he apparently smuggled it out of Russia.
I was going to say, he interviewed the actual Russian officers that were here. And he had to hide to get in there to get it, right? And then he got back out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So according to his report, UFOs appeared over the base, performed astonishing maneuvers in front of stunned eyewitnesses, and then somehow took control of the launch system. The missiles were aimed at the U.S. and were suddenly fired up. Launch control codes were somehow entered, and the base was unable to stop what could have initiated World War III. Then, just as suddenly, the UFOs disappeared and the launch control system shut down.
Does it say what base this was at?
I don't believe so.
There was something...
It does say after these incidents, the Russian Defense Ministry supposedly issued a hands-off order for UFOs, which they said should be left alone since they may have incredible capacities for retaliation.
That's what I saw, that up until that point, the Russian military were actually open fire on UFOs.
Yes, yeah, that was part of it as well.
They were opening fire on them, and they had no idea how they were. I guess a couple of their planes got shot down.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I say shot down is the right word. They just fell out of the sky.
Right.
But in other words, these guys took all their instruments and just turned it all off.
Yep.
And it just beep, and they were gone.
So yeah, that seems to be the overarching theme with most of these military people, is that these things are able to operate within our airspace with impunity. There's nothing we can do.
There's nothing we can do. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And we can't. We're powerless to stop them. And as humans, we have a problem with that.
Oh, of course.
You
And
know?
of course our first instinct is to try to shoot it down.
Fuck yeah, it is.
You know, that's what we
Absolutely.
do. We're good at breaking shit.
Shoot first, ask questions later, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah, I did see all of that.
what a weird time to be alive, dude. As much as this is a topic that I've been into for so long, and it is kind of vindicating to see it become,
absolutely.
an accepted thing to talk about now. But at the same time, I never necessarily thought that this day would come.
Really?
Where they would have, congressional hearings and have people under oath talking about, finding bodies, and I didn't think that day would maybe ever come. And the only way that it's been able to happen, a lot of people are confused about this. Somebody today was telling me, yeah, but if why all of a sudden is the government coming out and saying that UFOs are real? And
there's something to that, though.
But here's my response to him. And that's the thing that a lot of people aren't understanding about this. These people that testified in front of Congress a few days ago, they are not official representatives of the government. The government's official position is still that we don't.
That's why they're there. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's why they're there, is because no one in the government listened to them.
Yes.
And they're like, we need to change.
Yes. And so the whole purpose of these hearings is so that the government will finally be forced to acknowledge, and the black and white of what they're trying to do here is they're trying to get these documents, these smoking gun documents, declassified.
Do you think that's going to happen?
I don't think they will ever all be declassified, but I think it's definitely a real possibility that soon some of that stuff will be declassified. But I don't know, man.
You never know, man.
Just based on the language and and what I'm seeing from people in the field that I respect, that have been reporting on this for a long time, they seem to all be saying that now that David Grush has come out, there are a whole bunch other people that now are going to feel safe to do the same thing. And so this is going to be just the beginning. And these people, are pretty confident that that is, what's going to transpire. So I feel pretty confident that there will be more coming. And it's already there with me as far as definitely this shit is real. It's beyond a shadow of a doubt in my mind and to anybody that's paying attention. But at the same
100%,
time,
that's it right there. Anyone paying attention.
But at the same time, most people aren't paying attention. And so I think still, even after these hearings the other day, I still feel like most people, haven't seen enough to prove it to where they really believe that this is happening. But I think that I think that's coming soon.
I think it's just been so rough as of late for everyone.
Yeah.
Since the pandemic and this and that, it's just one thing after another that we just don't care now. It's like, well, if there's aliens out there, they better pay their taxes too, because I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah, that seems to be the attitude that a lot of people have, and who can blame them, man?
Well, yes and no, though, at the same time.
Yeah.
What does this do for religion, man?
Yeah. That's another article that I read today, because David Grush specifically mentions the Vatican in that interview that he did.
Dude, we were talking about this earlier. Bob Lazar says that his UFOs were found in an archaeological dig.
Right.
And that the Vatican knew about it.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find that article that I'm thinking of.
The Bob Lazar one?
No, it's about, it has to do with David Grush and what he said. People are trying to get the Vatican to comment on what he said about UFOs.
I did see some stuff about that.
And so far, of course, they haven't said a thing, but they are being pressured to talk about it now. So, you think the president will ever address it in front of people?
Not unless something actually happens,
where it's undeniable.
Where it's undeniable.
Yeah.
I think honestly, something has happened. Something has already happened that's going to make it undeniable.
What's that?
Coming up? I don't know. I don't know yet. But why else are we in the midst of this reveal?
Well, again, it's not the government that's doing the big reveal. It's people that were in the government that have left.
True, but I think the government is using that as to their advantage.
Well, the government,
they're allowing things to happen.
Well,
they could suppress all of this.
They definitely, I mean, their official position when it comes to all of those videos that came out in 2017 is that, yes, these videos are real.
Yeah.
We are not saying that they're aliens, but they're not. We're not saying that they're not.
But we're
aliens.
not saying they're not aliens.
So just that statement right there, that is a step, in a certain direction that we weren't getting prior to.
Well,
that
everyone's
time.
saying that they said aliens exist now.
But I think
this whole hearing, the government never acknowledged that. They just heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
But that's the first time anyone with credit was taken credibly.
Yes.
In a setting like that.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man. And that's why the UFO topic is such a difficult topic, because there are fucking whack jobs that are out there writing
and good at Photoshop and editing and all that.
Yeah, well, there's those people, the people that can create fake footage, but there's also just those quote unquote researchers that are full of shit and that are just trying to sell books. And that was the hard thing for me. That it really took me a long time to separate the legitimate researchers from the not so legitimate researchers.
Beware a researcher with a book to sell, bro.
Right. Yeah. So, and that's, there are some great researchers out there that also have written books, but the guy that comes to the top of my list as far as like a quote unquote researcher that I don't trust any farther than I could throw is Stephen Greer, Dr. Stephen Greer.
You've talked about that too.
Yeah, he just like he sells these like
researchers.
Yeah, and yes, he is a doctor, but he was like an emergency room doctor. Him being a doctor has nothing to do with UFO research whatsoever.
Well, I mean, it sounds good.
And people pay huge amounts of money to go on these like retreats with him where they supposedly summon UFOs, but you have to sign this big long non-disclosure agreement, and you can't tell anybody about what happened. Like it reeks of bullshittery to me.
Bullshittery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And douchebaggery as well.
Bullshittery and douchebaggery. Yes, two of my favorite words.
We covered douchebaggery earlier in the night. I can't remember if we were on the air when I used that word, but yeah, I'm gonna throw bullshittery in there as well.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's an exciting time to be alive.
It's definitely, we're gonna find something out, I think.
Yeah, one way.
And if we don't, we'll just get more slow disclosure.
Yeah.
The drip, if you will.
Do you think we will dig our way out of the climate mess?
I don't know.
I
think we don't even know what our planet is capable of because we haven't tested it yet.
We don't, to a certain extent.
And I do know that our planet is quite capable of healing itself, from things.
But at the same time,
it's a living thing.
But at the same time, all of these scientists that have been predicting that this would happen, because, I'm sure we've probably broken that record, but at least at the time, July the 4th of this year was the hottest day ever on record.
I knew what you were getting at.
And it's not a deal where it's like one day here, one day there. It's literally every month is like the hottest month that we've had on record. So like,
my air conditioning bill was fucking outrageous because it was so hot.
So speaking of like UFOs and things that are kind of becoming undeniable, it's definitely is becoming pretty undeniable that that the climate is clearly heating up.
Well, that's one of the theories, that the UFOs are here to help us because somehow, from here to there, we messed up.
My question that I was going to pose to you was, do you think we will find our way out of this mess?
I don't know.
Like find with technology like that. That's the thing that I hold the most hope for, is that we're gonna be able to use our technology to suck all the carbon out of the atmosphere.
I want to know where our technology came from, though.
Well, me too. But
because forever, how long have humans been around? Long ass time, right?
A couple 100,000 years.
And
our current
for
form,
a good, it's only been what? Within the past 500 years that we've been technologically more sound.
And really just
to where we are now.
Yeah, I mean, really just in the past 100 years, it really has.
Look where we've came
since
I was a kid, since you were a kid.
Yeah.
We didn't even have the internet.
And it's all happening exponentially at this point.
Now I have the entire internet right here.
Yeah. You have more power here in your hand than you'd.
I have more power in my hand right here than the astronauts took to the moon for the first time.
Right. Literally.
Literally.
Yeah.
They would have killed for this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is an outdated Samsung phone. I love this phone, by the way.
I love my iPhone again because for the longest time I had my screen protector.
Yeah.
I dropped this phone so many times, and my little screen protector, God bless it, it kept my actual screen from cracking. But
the little engine that could.
But the screen protector was cracked as fuck, and it was getting to the point where I couldn't see shit on my screen. So I finally got on Amazon and ordered a new screen protector, and I got one of those privacy screen detectors so that people.
Oh, so you can't be seen?
Well, so that like people that are like next to me or behind me can't see it. Like see.
Oh yeah, I can't see anything.
So like.
Oh yeah.
You see that? Like you turn it sideways.
Wow,
and you
that's
can't
fancy.
See it? Yeah.
So you're finally watching porn in public?
No, sir, I've been doing that for a long time. I like to take risks, Scotty.
I like to take risks.
Yeah, it's funny. I really don't watch very much porn on the phone. I normally use my
That's
laptop.
the only place I watch. I don't mess with the laptop.
See, I like to have a bigger screen, so I go with the laptop.
Oh no, man! I want that
and you know
intimate
what?
screen.
If nobody's home, I'll hook the laptop up to the fucking
the
big
wide
screen. Fuck yeah, man! Turn it into an affair. You know.
Why not?
Just have some fun with it.
Have some
right.
Have some fun with it.
Sulk in the glory.
I'm gonna use that little segment we had in segment 2 beforehand for a little after hours action. Speaking of, if you want to hang out with after hours, Dave and I are gonna talk a little after hours action.
Absolutely.
Gonna do a little something.
We're gonna try to get a little extra weird. Are you gonna try to stump me with a song tonight, Scotty?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I was thinking about talking about what our topic was that we were talking about earlier that we were gonna do last week. That'd be a good one. Just you and I doing it after hours.
Mental health.
Totally give Biscuit the shits.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were talking last week. I was talking to Dave and Biscuit, and I said, "Man, guys, we should really have an episode where we're just talking about guys' mental health."
Yeah.
Because as a guy in this country, like, what's expected of you?
Right.
What makes you a guy? What makes you a man? From one man to another, what makes you a man? What's your idea? Because my idea is different than Dave's idea.
Sure.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. And it's a topic.
And our ideas are different than Biscuit's idea of a man.
Yeah. It's a topical subject right now,
man. It is.
Man.
So, like, literally, like, I started this episode, like, how's your mental health?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought Fat Daddy. God dang it. Yeah. I thought Fat would have been a great one for that because he's all about mental health. And like he said in that episode, self-care will happen.
Yeah. Yeah,
that was a great episode. I love that cat, by the way.
I agree. I hope he comes back.
It wasn't until 5 minutes until airtime, I swear to God. Hey, man, what do you want to be called? Fat Daddy.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah,
like,
you were not expecting that at all.
All right, then.
You were not aware of the nickname?
No, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I have seen the nickname on social media, but I didn't know he was going by
that was what he was going to go by.
So we were just calling him Fat. What up, Fat?
Yeah, it was hard. It was hard for me to do that.
Still is a little bit.
Yeah, well, clearly. You fucked it up just about 20 seconds
almost.
ago. Yeah.
I noticed Fat has been following us on social media, so thanks, Fat.
Good. We appreciate
need to
that, man.
get more involved with social media.
I know.
We used to have a good involvement
we're not very
rate.
good about that right now.
Yeah, no, we're not very good.
I know. I'm sorry. That's partially my fault.
Oh, Dave.
I know.
I mean,
yeah.
Well, I had a whole other person, but somebody drove her off, so she's not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
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 Andrea was doing a bunch of social media for us for a while. I thought it was funny. There was people who were getting offended, like guys' wives and
thinking that it was us.
Thinking that it was
shit.
us posting it, and I'm like, that's a woman posting that.
Yeah, yeah. So there you go. Suck on that, bitches.
Have the buttermilk teat.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so bitter.
Have a bite. Have a suckle.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, no. It's a very important topic, man, and I do think that it's starting to become less of a stigma for dudes to talk about their mental health.
But yeah, that's something guys don't talk about.
They don't, but we're getting better at it at least. I mean, you and I are talking about it.
We're talking about
Probably
it.
30 years ago we wouldn't have.
10 years ago I wouldn't have.
Right. So there you go.
Yeah,
it's becoming at least more acceptable.
And I feel like as a guy though that you're supposed to feel this way. You're supposed to be that guy that's just the lone wolf doing your shit. You shut up, you don't say anything to anyone, you just keep it all to yourself.
Don't show emotion.
Like Grandpa and Dad did.
Believe it or not, my wife is that way because her parents were that way.
Yeah.
Like we were just talking about this the other night. She very I don't think she's ever seen her dad cry.
Really?
And she's only seen her mom cry, like very briefly.
Yeah.
And
That's
so,
a big one, man.
So Jessie's the same way. Like she doesn't like to show that kind of emotion in front of people. That being said, she does around me and around, people that she's very, very comfortable with. But she was just raised in that kind of environment where you really didn't show emotion. It was always you'd pick yourself up by the bootstraps. Whatever the saying is.
God, I hate that saying.
Yeah, and just
because it's so outdated. Like that's all it took back in the day, right?
Who wears?
Like I said, all it took. Just pick yourself up and go on.
Yeah, who even wears bootstraps? Nobody anymore, right?
See, I think of bootstraps now as a computer application.
Oh, okay. See, I have no idea.
You get a bootstrapped application. You can go into the root. You can do whatever.
Are they like suspenders, but for your feet? Instead of,
That's a good question. I don't know. My buddy Tim back in the day,
hold your pants up?
He wears sock suspenders.
Yeah.
I think those are just absolutely silly.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know.
But, it's... Yeah, I don't either, man.
It's been a rough week, man. It's been a rough week for me and for my wife because somebody that we just did not ever expect to take their own life took their own life. And I'm still having a hard time wrapping my head around it. And I can't even imagine what it is like for his family right now. And you go through all the emotions of being, obviously very sad, and then also part of you is mad.
Yeah.
And,
that's part of suicide.
It probably will never make sense to me.
It's very selfish, but at the same time, it's not.
Yeah, and that's
compassionate and selfish at the same time.
Yeah, and the thing is you just don't know what you would do in a certain mind state until you are in that mind state.
No, 100%, man.
And so I have no, bearing
100%.
to be able to judge somebody else for taking their own life. I've had those thoughts. I haven't had those thoughts in a very long time, and I never had them to the point where I was really seriously considering it. But I think most people, we talked about this, I think, off air earlier. I think most people at some point or another have those thoughts to some degree.
I've had those a lot.
Or another.
My whole life. A lot.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid sitting outside, and we had it was a septic tank, I think, that we were putting in. And there was water on this plastic sheeting. And I remember sticking my face in it thinking, oh, this is the end. I'm just going to drown.
Yeah.
Because I was so depressed as a kid.
Yeah.
My boy has the same thing. He's very depressed, and he's only 13.
Yeah.
Fucking world is to let him down.
Yeah.
He's exactly how I was.
Yeah.
But I remember trying to commit suicide at 6.
Yeah. Jesus, man.
Yeah.
I think the youngest the first time I remember somebody my age committing suicide, I think he was in 6th grade.
Oh my God. I've never known anyone to actually get through it in high school, thank God.
Yeah.
No one that I knew, at least, who was in high school who committed suicide did it while they were in high school.
Yeah.
Now I've had grandparents. My grandpa put a 45 to his temple after calling 911 saying he was going to need help, shot himself.
Yeah.
I had a cousin who did the same thing. He didn't call 911, but he shot himself in the head. I think he did an under the chin thing.
Mm-hmm.
The way everyone freaked out and there was crime scene tape everywhere.
Yeah.
It was a bad deal.
Did he
did
he die?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
He was going to jail though. He messed with some of the wrong people and from what I heard owed a lot of money to drug dealers and they were coming after him.
Yeah.
And then he turned around and pissed off I guess he tried to turn informant for the cops and he did some deal dirty there too. I don't know if I'm even getting it right, but he allegedly tried to fix that and something else. Bottom story is he was going to jail for a while. He was either going to get killed or go to jail and possibly get killed.
He just didn't want to face it.
So he just took himself out.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing I'll say about suicide. I am a big believer. We've talked about this before. I am a big believer in that being your right as a person.
I guess. Me too, I guess. At the end of it, it's your body, it's your life, it's your decision. You don't get a say on how you come in, but if that's how you choose to go out.
Now, obviously, I don't think that should be like a first resort.
No,
you
not
know.
at all.
But there are certain states.
To me, ethically and morally, I can't do that to myself because
I couldn't do
worried.
it to my kids.
I'm worried. Like, I have those thoughts, but at the end of the day, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I could not. There's no way in a million years I could kill myself.
Yeah.
I have those thoughts, like I said, but I could never
Sure.
go through with it because I'm more worried that the other side is going to be worse than what I'm trying to run away from.
Yeah.
If it's so bad that I'm just willing to give this one shot that I potentially have up, what's the other side going to be like?
Yeah. I think we've talked about this before. Are you one?
Because I do believe in another side.
Yeah. So are you one that believes that the other side is different, possibly for somebody that commits suicide than it is for somebody that dies in a more natural
I
way?
think that we were talking about this earlier. I think that when Biscuit said that he thinks God's in control.
Uh-huh.
And I told him, I think God is not in control, and that's by design. I don't think he wants to be in control.
Uh-huh.
Maybe at one time, but now it's like a parent. As a parent, if your boys wanted to learn how to ride a skateboard, you couldn't make them, you couldn't figure out for them how to ride a skateboard. You can't teach them any other way than letting them strap up and ride that skateboard and fall and hurt their knee a million times.
Make their own mistakes.
They have to mess up, fall, get up, keep going.
Right.
That's the only way God is. He's a parent.
Yeah.
So I think the unique gift that we were given is free will. So why wouldn't free will, why does it only last only on Earth? Why
Yeah.
wouldn't it last everywhere else?
Yeah.
Lately, though, I've been having a complete different thought on the afterlife.
What's that?
What if there is no afterlife? What if it just keeps going? Every time, like I had this moment the other day, it was like this moment of clarity. The storm was going on in Jeff City.
Yeah.
And I was outside and I was underneath the awning and I was watching it. And then all of a sudden it stopped and everything got really, like there was no color at all. And then
Yeah.
it stopped, the sun shone through and it was really colorful.
Yeah.
What if when we die, it's not us dying, it's not our energy just fading away or going to an afterlife or doing whatever.
Yeah.
What if when we die, we just transition to a different dimension where we didn't make the stupid decision that we died in this one.
Yeah.
And so it just keeps going in that one.
Yeah.
And then when you die in that one, you shift to another dimension and you keep going as long as your body is physically around. So it would be like a funnel,
Yeah.
a reverse funnel, and you just travel up, right?
Yeah.
As long as your body is physically around, because maybe we do only get one chance at this.
Yeah.
As long as your body is physically alive in each dimension, you can hop between each one like quantum leap.
I like to think that there's like to use a UFO term, that there's like a mothership, and like there's a certain place that we all go to after we die, and it's almost like a home base. It's like home, and then from there we can decide
either move on
if we
or you
want to,
come
if we want to come back to Earth as a human, or if we want to
Do
do
you think
this,
people
or-
come back? Do you think reincarnation is part of it?
I have researched reincarnation enough that yes, I do believe in it.
I believe people come back.
Yeah, and we've talked about this before. We've talked about James Leninger, the kid that
Yeah.
had all the past life memories of being a pilot and knew things that there's no way he should have known. We've talked about my grandpa, my badass grandpa, was a
Yeah.
believer in reincarnation and actually had regressive hypnosis, and I can't find the cassette tapes that those are on, and I really want desperately to find them so I can listen to them. But yeah, no, I've... it was one of those things that during the period of my life where I was an atheist and didn't believe in anything other than this, I stopped believing in stuff like reincarnation. But then what had the trigger for me that kind of reopened my eyes back up to all of this shit was my sleep paralysis event.
Yeah.
And so that kind of led me back into, researching things like reincarnation and past lives and afterlife and UFOs too, alien, all that esoteric shit. And when I actually started, like reading books about reincarnation and really looking into it, it was very clear to me that there are thousands of examples that seem very clearly to point in that direction. I've talked about the University of Virginia has a whole department that's dedicated to this subject, and they have thousands of cases.
Just
that
take
they
a step
believe to be
back and
legit.
look at the entirety of humanity as a whole. If you live long enough, you see the same people come back in different people's faces over and over and over again.
Yeah, you mean like actually physically look similar?
They can physically look similar. They can act exactly the same. You just see it. You know, I know it's probably a throwaway line in a movie somewhere, but that you see other people show up on the planet over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I've only been around 45 years and I've seen it.
Yeah.
So I know I'm going to see it again.
But is that but then you have to wonder, like, okay, well, is that somebody being reincarnated, or is it just the fact that, you know, you throw enough humans into a barrel and you're going to have a couple that are similar?
I think that potentially you could have that.
Yeah.
But how else do you explain? You've seen people, young people, I know you have, who turn around and they know things, or they gravitate towards things that are very old.
Absolutely.
Like an old soul.
Yeah, like I have a student, one of my guitar students right now, who was born, you know, like in the early 2000s, like 2012 maybe, and she is like balls deep into like 80s rock, Def Leppard. Like her guitar has nothing but Def Leppard stickers all over.
That's awesome.
And that was me. She's literally exactly the same way I was at her age, except mine, you know, was the 60s. I loved music from the 60s.
But you see, that begs to ask the question, what is an old soul?
Yeah.
You know?
No, I definitely
What is that?
As somebody that's been here before.
You know, I think, do you feel like you've been here before?
Probably.
Probably. You don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know.
No, but I've told you before.
I definitely feel like I've done this before.
I always, as a kid, I was always drawn to certain things. You were talking about being drawn to certain things.
Oh, yeah.
Music.
Drawn to...
Yeah, music being one of them for me.
You ever been drawn to a region?
Yeah, we've talked about this, Japan.
Japan.
Yeah,
for me, it's Egypt.
Yeah, yeah. I always felt a connection to Japan, and I love everything about it. Like I love I love martial arts. I love the architecture and the gardening. All of that shit in that part of the world is beautiful, I think. So you know, who knows? Maybe it's just a random thing that I was drawn to, or maybe there's something more to it. Maybe we do kind of sort of hold on to remnants of our memories from past lives. But I've seen enough examples of little kids that have memories that they should.
But you know what? Like just as an organic being, you know, we're a carbon-based life form with, you know, built on DNA molecules, and DNA builds from the next and from the next.
Yeah.
Our ancestors' experiences still live on through us. So I wonder if you also have that playing into it as well.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing that
because you have like cellular memory as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing that they've been researching lately, and coming, I think, to the same conclusion, is that DNA does to some degree hold memories, which maybe is why we humans have such a hard time letting go of the past when it comes to things like slavery.
Could be.
You know, all of those types of things that we...
But then why are we whitewashing slavery lately? Look at Florida.
Well, some of
Slaves
us are.
benefited.
Some of
all
us
the
are.
skills that they learned from slavery.
Right. Yeah.
That's some bullshit.
I tend to agree, my friend.
You know?
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's an interesting thought, though, that we hold on to our ancestors' memories of things.
Yeah.
It also seems like those things don't become activated until we become adults. Until we become adults.
Many things don't become activated until we become adults, man.
Right.
And I hate the fact that, because like growing up, I never realized it. As an adult now, I do, that my parents tried to tell me stuff and I wouldn't listen to it. I had to learn it the hard way.
Same shit that I'm trying to tell my kid.
And I was
going to
say, I'm going through with the exact same shit with my children.
All the time.
I'm trying to tell them, hey, don't do this. You're going to mess something up. And they, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, and they got to learn it the hard way.
Yep. And that's a tough lesson for us to learn.
Why are we as a species wired to learn it the hard way?
Yeah. Especially the men, right?
God, especially.
It's always the men. Scotty, let's take this baby home do some. You're up for some after hours action.
Let's after hours it.
All right, tell the folks about after hours. How can they get it?
So if you would like to hang out with us on after hours, Dave and I are going to go on over to patreon.com/the old77 podcast. There for a minimal donation, you can help support the podcast you love. Help Help support local podcasts.
Yeah, what he said.
Let me spit it out. So help us out there. You can go over to patreon.com/the old77podcast. You can join our clubhouse. It's a cup of coffee a month, you know?
Absolutely.
And that helps us out with equipment,
keeps us
streaming
alive.
fees, keeps us rolling, keeps everything up and above board. And more importantly, it gets you access to special content that you can only get there for the $5. What are we going to say? What's Dave going to do? You just got to find out.
Let's level with him, Scott. We use that money up for flashlights. Let's just tell the people the truth,
Yeah,
right?
Dave hated his new upgrade, so we had to help a brug out.
Sometimes the oldies are the goodies, my friend.
You know, the headsets don't come cheap. We're going to get
right.
another one of those for Dave so he can finally get off the mic.
Yeah.
We would like to get some things going. And for a while there, it might have been my backup little cash cow.
Life plan. Yeah. All right,
so we'll
folks.
see you there.
We'll see you after this. You know.
On After Hours.
Jinx.
Tell me a Coke.
Peace.
Love that bed, dude.
See that? That was perfect timing, my friend.
There you go, man.